afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
is Will Stewart, and you are watching another late night THFC Rants. 3-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Frankfurt. Big up to people in the house. Son Heung-min with the brace. Harry Kane with the goal, penalty goal. And we are top of the group. And we are going to bring in some people. Yeah, sorry, that's why I started late. I literally just got home, walked straight in here and started this puppy up. So I didn't have a chance to change. So I normally run or walk while my son's at training. So that's what's up with this. Oh, and by the way, if you want some good running gear, the new Nike Dry Fit ADV free plug stuff is amazing, by the way. I've got the gold chain on tonight. That's right. May have damaged some expensive video equipment. I don't know what that means, but but yeah, we've got let's see who's here in the show in the chat. Say hello to David. 안녕하세요. Roy Park is here as well. Pangoyo. Philly in the house. I was coming home from training and running and stuff like that. So give me a break. Steak is in the house. Big up Steak. Ricky, Sandro H is in the house. Anyone want to hit of this Sun Haters pack? It's coming. I hit people hard today, dude. I ain't playing games no more, right? I ain't being Mr. Nice Will no more. If you thought last season I was harsh, that was me being nice. Wait till this. I'm just going to start calling you an idiot, right? Fact denier, science denier, flat earther, right? Football flat earther. That's what you're getting from me from now on when you deny the facts. When you deny the facts. Who else is here? James George is in the house. Bob Spur TV. What's up, dude? Been a while since I've slept with you in my ear. I'm gonna whisper sweet nothings to you, Bob.
I'm telling you, bro.
Wrong button, but that's okay. We'll whisper sweet nothings into Bob's ear. Who else is here? DJ G, what's going on? Big up everyone on the stream. Big up yourself, DJ G, Universe Galaxy. Will, had you lost, you would have damaged some stuff. Got you. Cello Vieira, Gil, Messi, man of the match, Big Will, what's going on, man? Jose E's in the house. Mark Swift already in the house with a super chat. Will Buff Daddy. Yeah. Looking large. I got a long way to go to be looking large. I am looking not fat anymore. So that's the difference. Joseph Monahan, big up. Come on, you Spurs. Before we bring in the guests in the back, I'm going to share the link here in a minute as well. I do want to do a quick rundown of some statistics, just quickly. And what we're going to do here with this is just show some quick comparisons between some of our players this season, just because I want to get the facts out there to dispel some of the myths. And but we're gonna do it really quick. And that's why I'm not gonna bring anyone, because if I bring people on, there'll be a conversation about it, and I just want to get through the numbers, and then we can discuss later. So first of all, I want to bring in Son Heung-min, Harry Kane for this season as well. Kulusevski is going to be in this comparison. And we're going to throw in Richarlison And we're just going to hit these quick. We're just going to run through them super, super quick so that we can get into the show. What's going on, Eric? Man, I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? And so let's add this to the stream. And we'll make that big and me small if I can do that. No. There we go. We're going to zoom this in a little bit more as well. All right. Let's slow that music just a little bit. All right, so we've got Son Heung-min, Harry Kane, Dejan Kulusevski, Richarlison. So we're looking at matches played. Right now, at this point, it's pretty dang even. 9-9, 7-8, right? Now, the full amount of time that's been played is a little bit different. Obviously, Harry Kane, I don't think he's missed any minutes at all in the Premier League, maybe a few. 8.8 out of 9. 5 for Kulu, 4 for Richarlison, 7.5 for Son. Rounding up, of course. So goals and assists, Harry Kane obviously leads with goals minus PK 7, so he's got 1 PK in the league. So his G plus A minus PK per 90 right now is sitting at 0.9. Kulusevski, because he hasn't played that many minutes, is sitting in number 2 with 0.72. Then we've got Son here at 0.67. And we've got Richarlison at 0.56. Right, looking at the expected goals, what they should have done an MPX plus XG plus XA. And then what I like on this one here is the NPG minus XG. So you got Son Heung-min's playing decent, Harry Kane's playing the best so far. So the best forward out of right now is going on right now, Harry Kane, Dejan Kulusevski, Richarlison. Passing, pass types, goal and shot creation, GCA. These are like hockey assists. The assist to the assist, or the pass that led to the shot. The pass that led to the key pass that led to the shot. We've got Son Heung-min leading the charge. In total amounts here per 90 as well, because he's played less minutes. Richarlison's doing good if you look at the 90-minute section there. And then goals too, goal contributing actions. Son's leading the charge again in that in total numbers for the season so far. Richarlison's got him squeaked out a little bit per 90 because he's only played 3.5 matches in the league. Defensive actions, we've got, pressing. The person who's the most hyper in the press is Kulusevski, but you're looking at Son rocking in number 2. Tackles and stuff like that, everybody's pretty much at 6 except for Kulusevski. Tackles 1. Harry Kane's won the most tackles, and Son is number 2. Blocks, Son leading the block category. He's blocked 11 passes. So these are the types of blocks that each player has won. And then your interceptions here. You got Richarlison is leading the pack in the interceptions so far in the season, but tackles plus interceptions as well. Yeah, Richarlison's doing that. So he's good intercepting the ball. Clearances, everybody's pretty much close to the same. But here's the key one that I want everybody to take a look at. Where is the possession stats? So this one's really important because people always tell me, Will, they don't cover anything. No, they do, man. So we're looking at carries here. I want you to look at this. Number of times a player failed when attempting to gain control of the ball. This is losing the ball when a pass comes into you, right? So basically a bad first touch. Harry Kane leads the club in bad first touches with 23 bad first touches. This is all in the league, by the way. 14 for Son Heung-min. 14 for Dejan Kulusevski. Remember, he's only played 5 matches now. And 12 for Richarlison, and remember, he's only played 3, right? So if we want to talk about per 90, who is losing the ball the most? Richarlison is losing the ball the most right now with 3.33 missed touches per 90. Harry Kane, number 2 at 2.61 bad touches per 90. Dejan Kulusevski, number 3 with 2.55 bad touches per 90. And Son Heung-min coming in last, the best touch in the front line for Tottenham Hotspur at 1.89. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it, all you eye test merchants. Dispossessed. How many times a player had the ball taken off of him by an opposing player? Again, Richarlison is leading the pack at 3.3 dispossessions per 90. So if you take bad touches plus dispossessions, that's 6, right? Losing the ball 6 times per 90 on average. Harry Kane still number 2 with 2.27. Dejan Kulusevski again in number 3. Right, remember the lower the better on this one. And again, coming in last place with the least amount of being dispossessed by opposing players. This Son Heung-min with 1.35 per 90. Put that in your crack pipe and smoke it, you fact deniers. And you want to look at progressive distance and progressive carries. Dejan Kulusevski is leading the pack right now. Progressive carries. Son Heung-min is at about 4, and everybody else is about 5. Taking the ball into the final third, Son Heung-min comes in at 1.49 above Harry Kane, but just behind these two fellers. And this is just carries into the 18-yard box. Kulusevski's number 1, Son's number 2, Charleston is number 3, and Harry Kane is number 4. You want to look at the target, the reception numbers, right? 69 for both people. And remember, Richarlison's played a lot more matches than Son. Progressive carries, receiving the ball, completed passes that move the ball towards the opponent's goal at least 10 yards from its furthest point. In the last 6 passes or any completed pass into the penalty area. That means which guy has the most progressive passes completed. That's Richarlison at 8.61. It means he received most progressive passes. And we got Son at number 2. Big up Brian Ireland. Long time no see, my friend. Chicken Royal at it again. But now let's bring in the midfield. Everybody too. A lot of people are hating on our midfielders. Højbjerg. People are saying he sucks this season. We got Bentancur. People said he's the best. Bissouma. And nobody else has really played in our midfield so far this season. So let's get these up. Bissouma hasn't really played that much either. So same again. So we're basically going to skip the shooting, obviously, you know, performance-wise, goals and assists. He's got 3 goal contributions. Bentancur's got 2. We're rocking in here now into the passing department. This is what our midfield is in here for. You're looking at total distance to completion percentage. Yves Bissouma is a little bit better than Højbjerg, but based on that, he's only played 2.6 per 90s in total minutes. When you look at total distance and progressive distance, Højbjerg is rocking it. Toggle per 90 here so we can get a sense of progressive passing distance per 90. 307.3 yards average per 90 for Premier Emily Højbjerg. People say he doesn't have an eye for a pass. Let's look at this. Pass types. Live balls. Højbjerg with 548 live passes. 62 passes per 90 on average. Goal and shot creation. Højbjerg is rocking it up. 2.83 SCA per 90. And goal contributing actions 5. All from live balls. No dead balls there. So he averages a goal contributing action per 90. So a half of 1 per 90. Defensive actions. Bentancur is better on the tackle. Better on the press. But Højbjerg is the most successful presser. Højbjerg is the king of the blocks, king of the interceptions, and king of the tackles and interceptions, as well as the clearances. So a stalwart in defense. possession, successful dribbles, 88.9% successful dribbles for Premier Emil Højbjerg. That is insane. 88.9% of his dribbles are successful, beating an average of 8 players. Bentancur looks like he's beating more numbers of players there, a little bit more fancy stuff, but you're talking about being effective. Højbjerg's got it. Højbjerg has got it. But you do have Højbjerg here with a little bit of an issue. He does lose the ball the most out of the midfield. So I think this probably might be where people have an issue with him. It gets dispossessed quite a bit. This place is has a bad first touch, a couple of sometimes, and but he does receive the ball almost 2 times as much as everybody else. So he attempts 9 attempts, 8 successful. The Højbjerg is playing well, man. You can't deny it. You cannot deny it. Looking at aerial duels, who's the leader of that? Bentancur looks like he's a little bit better in the air than Højbjerg. That's it. Let's bring in the defenders here for the last section, and we'll see who's been rocking into the best ones of here. So we got Romero. We've also got Eric. Got to take a Dyer. Cost us the goal today, didn't he, bud? What else we got here? We got Ben Davies in the house. Ben Davies. We've also got, last but not least, Langley. I guess we could bring Sanchez into this mix too, since he's played a few games as well. Sanchez. Davinson Sanchez for Tottenham Hotspur. Let's get it in. Last section of the boring crap, and then we'll get on into the show. So looking at games played, who's played the most? Eric Dyer's played all 9 games in the league. Ben Davies, number 2. Christian Romero, number 3. Sanchez, number 4. Langley, only about 3 games in. Eric Dyer's got 2 goals. Ben Davies has got 1 assist. What else we got going on here? Don't really need to look at shooting. Passing wise, this one is important for our defense here. Who's got the best completion statistics? Christian Romero, 88.9%. Langley dropping it in at 86.3%. But you look at the number of passes and you look at toward distance. Let's look at long passes, right? Because long passes here for a transition counterattacking style. Who's been the best so far? Davinson Sanchez at 52.6. Complete and average. Clement Langley, 55.6. Christian Romero, again, 82.6. I don't think anybody is surprised that Christian Romero is the best as far as passing is concerned. A little bit of a surprise, though, that Eric Dyer is as good as he is. Looking at progressive distance here, Eric Dyer is the king of the distance. Ben Davies and Christian Romero have been there before, but let's look at it per 90. Langley is pretty good per 90, number 2 when it comes to number 2. When you're looking at its per 90 statistics, progressive distance, that means Langley's got a bit of a longer pass on him. Medium pass is 92. Everybody's pretty good medium. Clement Langley on the short, 100%. 100% accuracy on his short passes per 90. 55.6 on the long. I'm a bit surprised. Maybe they're a little bit more risky, but I thought he'd be better than that. Goal and shot creation. Eric Dyer again, man. As far as build-up play is concerned, the pass that led to the key pass that led to the shot. Ben Davies and Eric Dyer, Clement Langley are our most creative defenders. It means they create and help in the build-up. And again, Eric Dyer, Ben Davies with goal contributing actions, the assist to the assist. And defensive actions, tackles, Christian Romero, No surprise here. Tackles 1 is also Christian Romero, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer. Clement Longley hasn't had to really, 3-2. Let's just do this per 90. The numbers are probably going to look a little bit better there. There you go. So Dyer is our worst tackler right now. Bit surprising. He's also the least amount of 1 tackle. So Eric Dyer is pretty poor in the tackle. Tackle versus the dribble. Davis Sanchez, Christian Romero, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer. Clement Longley's on a blank there because he probably just hasn't done it. Who's the best presser of the ball? Clement Longley is best at getting up and winning the ball back. Surprisingly, Christian Romero brings up the lower half of that. Looking at blocks per 90, Christian Romero, no surprise here. He leads the club in blocks per 90. Clement Longley, number 2 in blocks per 90. Christian Romero is the best at blocking shots. Coming in with Ben Davies and that. Eric Dyer bringing up the rear. Interceptions here. Christian Romero again leading the line. I don't think there's too many shocks here that Romero is leading the pack. And let's see, possession wise, only person who's got some dribbles is you got Chris Romero's on the dribble 50% of the time, successful of that. Touches, so it carries. Who's losing the ball the most? Ben Davies is losing the ball the most, getting dispossessed the most. No surprise there, I think, that he's not very good on the ball in the dribble, and his first touch is a bit lacking. But playing out of their feet, you got Romero, Eric Dyer, Davidson Sanchez, and Clement Longley. It leads the pack in that one. Remember, less is better for these two statistics here. Receiving percentage, who's got the best first touch as far as bringing passes down and taking it places? Ben Davies got the most progressive carries. Eric Dyer, David Sanchez, Christian Romero, Clement Longley, and Ben Davies again showing that he doesn't have a very good first touch, tends to lose the ball when it comes to him compared to the others. Aerial duels. Eric Dyer's best in the air. Christian Romero's number 2. Ben Davies. Percentage wise, Davin Sanchez is the best in the air, but he hasn't doesn't have a whole lot of chances there. Clement Longley, the air is not his strong suit. Interceptions, Christian Romero. Tackles, Christian Romero. Recoveries, here's a good one. Eric Dyer, quite a bit of recoveries moving forward. But that is it. That is it. Now let's pop in the link. Statistics end right now, Michael. We had to get those out of there, showing how players are better. So, long story short, Harry Kane is the best forward, followed by Son Heung-min. Midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, followed by Bentancur. Defender Christian Romero, followed by Eric Dyer. So that's the way the cookie crumbles right now. Like it or not, that's what the facts say. That's what the facts say. But now let's add people to the show. The link is coming into the chat right now. Ba-boom. Pin it to the top. We do have one guest that's been patiently waiting in the back. Are you awake? Are you awake in the back? He's awake. Let's bring this down and bring him in. You know him, you love him. The Pied Piper of Tottenham Hotspur. The man who's being very positive right now. He says, get off your couch. Your soapbox against Conte. Stelios to the house. What's up, Big Stel?
What's popping, Will? What's popping, Will?
Just my biceps, my man.
It's the guns. It's the guns.
But what were your thoughts on our victory today. Quick 5-minute thoughts before we bring in the next guest.
At the end of the day, we won the game, 3 points, top of the group. We're going to qualify. We're going to beat Sporting next week. So, good result. They gave us a little bit of a scare. They went 1-0 up. But once they scored, we took control of the game. We scored 3 goals. We were much, much better than them. We should have scored 5 or 6. Deserved to win. People that criticise Conte, we've got a game on Saturday. We have to beat Everton. He took off the players with yellow cards. What do you want him to do? And the bench isn't exactly great. And the only attacking players we've got are Moura and Hill. And he brought them on. Okay? He brought the only attacking players we had on. So people saying, oh, he went defensive. He brought on the only attacking players we had. So I don't understand. And let's be honest. Second half, the last 20, 25 minutes, in the final third, we were shit. Kane missing penalties, Brian Hill tripping over the ball, Kane not passing to Brian Hill.
Brian Hill's head. No.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, Kane not feeding the pass to Hill when he's in acres of space. He passes the ball chest height. The 2 wing-backs not able to make proper, quick forward passes. This is my only concern with Spurs. Well, my only concern is we don't look very good when we counter-attack. Last season, we looked good. The first goal we scored tonight, Sonny's goal, that was a brilliant, quick counter break. Out wide to Kane, first touch, Son into the box, goal. That's what we were brilliant at last year. That's the only time all game we got it right. The rest of the game, Richarlison was crap. Kane's second half was... Brian Hill actually did okay, right? But he was only on the pitch for 5 minutes. But he's still not great. And that's it, man. That's it. That's how I look at the game. We deserve to win. They gave us a bit of a scare. But, that's going to happen when you don't have a great squad. And when the team in the final third, we're just not ticking. There's just something not quite right.
Yeah, we won. We did win, but I agree with you. I'm getting fed up too. I am seriously now getting really fed up with these fact deniers. These people that just want to have. Look, you and I both have been called or been accused of being negative for just being negative sake. I don't think that's true because I think we call a spade, and when things are going well, I think we're calm, reasonable, and rational. Like right now, like today, was it the best performance that we could have possibly had? No. Could it have been a lot better? Yeah. But was there anything that we should be moaning or groaning about as fans after that performance? Other than that last 10 to 15 minutes, I don't think so. And for me, to blame Conte for his substitutions, what was he supposed to do? Not only do we have a very important match coming up against next week, right? We got Sporting at home, right? We're top of the group right now. A win at home next week clinches knockout round football, right? We may not win the group, but it clinches us going through to the knockouts stages, right?
Exactly.
If you get any of those 2 players, Eric Dyer or Bentancur, sent off, right? Now that puts us in a position going against Sporting at home next week, where we're at a week. They had 2 players sent off today in their loss. So I don't. We're in a stronger position, and for what? We were up 3-1 up until the last 10 minutes. It wasn't until the 88th minute I want to think when they scored their second goal. Son Heung-min, who had been pulled into shift defensively. I mentioned this earlier on Mari's show today. 12 out of 7 ground duels, most ground duels locked into out of anybody in the front 3. So you take that player off and bring on a player like Lucas Moura, who, God bless him, runs around good, but hasn't played in months. Right? I don't think he's played since preseason, has he? Then we have Brian Hill, who defensively is about as worthwhile as chaining a 60-pound, 60-kilogram weight to your leg, right? He literally gets knocked over. 7 touches, 4 losses of possession, right? He touched the ball 7 times and lost it 4. So he's not.
Do you know what, Will? I think Brian Hill might have actually come out of today's game looking okay, but Kane fucked him. Kane did not help Brian Hill tonight.
No, he didn't help him. Kane could have given him a lot better pass there. But look, like I said on Mar's show earlier too, that I felt
even
like
that penalty,
either one or two.
Kane scores the penalty, Hill gets an assist.
No, 100%. I think that you have. I said 1 or 2 scenarios. Either Kane got abducted by aliens around the 85th minute, as soon as Son went off, and got replaced by his brother Charlie, or he doesn't trust Brian Hill and Lucas. Like so when they scored this, after they scored the second goal, he was kind of like, fuck, I don't have anybody else to help me now, right? And so he was just rushing everything, and he got shook, right? Like, I can't rely on Lucas. I can't rely on Brian Hill like I can rely on Son. Like, I don't have my strike partner now. I got to get this over the line by myself. And I think he just collapsed under the pressure for me. But which is fine, because luckily we had enough goals to cover that distance. And I'm not even really that upset about that. But what I am upset about is I've already heard and clipped people saying Son's overall game today was poor. And I don't see where they get that at all.
So there was 1 or 2 moments where he dribbled and lost control, but if you look at the good things he did, Son had a good game tonight. Son had a really good game tonight. I'll tell you what I got pissed off with tonight, and nobody's mentioned it. You got to play 3-5-2. You got to play Basuma in the middle. We were 3-1 up, in control, playing 3-4-3 with no Basuma. This obsession with changing formations and changing tactics. I just feel too many people are trying too hard to try and come across like they actually know football, whereas what they're really doing is they're talking shit. Yeah, there are certain games we should go to a 3-5-2, and Basuma or Skip should come in 100%. But to say we've got to go to it, we've played 3-4-3 all season without Basuma. We're top of the Champions League group and we're 3rd in the Premier League. It's like, I don't understand our fans, what they want. I don't think our fans know what they want. I don't get it.
I think they just want to moan, man. I think they just want to moan, because I don't know what else to say. We're not Man City, so to have the expectation of us to play like Man City is an unreasonable expectation. We don't even have the players that Poch had in the 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18 era. We don't have players like that. We don't. Like, people who think that the quality of the players that we have right now are as good as that area are mad. You've got prime Eriksen, prime Ali. You got prime, you got Son. Son's better than he was then. But you got prime Kane, who's scoring 30 plus goals in the league per season. Then you've got, Vertonghen and Alderweireld, which is a far better partnership than, Kyle Walker and Danny Rose is way better than Emerson and Sessegnon. Like, the levels of that Poch team in the 16-17 season were, I think, as far as starting 11 is concerned, light years better than what we've got now. Ndombele in midfield, better than anybody in the midfield that we've got right now. Wanyama, before his knees went, as good as anybody we've got in midfield right now. Like, I don't get
Christian
this
Eriksen. Yeah, we had a very, very good Dele Alli.
That's what I'm saying. Prime Ali, prime Eriksen, prime Kane. Kane firing at 30+ goals a season.
Even
in the
Kieran
league.
Trippier will. Even Kieran Trippier was better
Trippier.
than Emerson. Emerson's terrible. Do you know? Oh man! Earlier on, I got into an argument with someone who told me Sessegnon had a really good game. Sessegnon's quality. I'm like, what game are you watching?
Well, it's like the people when they're saying he watched Man the Match. But I got two guys to bring into the back, rocking his new theme song. Why? Because the takes that he has deserves this one. Bring him in. Dietrich Kane is in the house.
Oh, that is not my song.
That is your song now.
Yeah, but I didn't accept.
Been promoted.
No, that's a downgrade.
That's the point. And also too, let's bring her in before we get rocking because you guys have been waiting in the back for a while.
Oh, shit.
No, it's not. It's not your friend.
Oh, okay.
The Empress of Tottenham Hotspur. Person we all love to have in these chats every single week. Gogamanim is in the house. 안녕하십니까?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Hi, Dietrich. Hi, Celia. Well,
Hello, how are you?
good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
No, you're not good.
And but Dietrich, your thoughts on tonight's game so far?
So just forget the end. But from the first half and like towards mid-second half, we played really well. Unfortunately, we have idiots up front that can't finish a pass.
Like Harry Kane?
Like, I'm sorry, I love Kane, but lately I don't know what the hell's wrong with him.
His passing accuracy stats right now are
Dog shit.
woeful.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't know how many times he hit somebody in the back today too. Like what's up with him hitting people in the back?
I have no clue, but it looks like he has like 3 pounds cleats. I have no clue what is wrong with him, honestly.
Dietrich's terrified of CQ.
Yeah, I am. Can we talk about Emerson, please? Oh my god, this guy's crap. How can you start over Doherty and Spence? I have no clue. He is shit.
He's got to rotate Dietrich's, right? He's got to rotate.
But I'd rather put Lucas at right wing back than Emerson. He is crap.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I mean, maybe we will once Lucas gets some minutes back in his legs.
Did you see how many times he tries to fall off and say, "Oh, it's a foul"? He just falls.
I think we're better off playing with 10 men.
I mean, maybe we will. Maybe we will start seeing Lucas play in that position now. Look, I still don't. I know that everybody wants Jed Spence to come in, but we do have $5 super chat in from Rodwiga K. Will, the way Asana have been playing has me worried. Do you see them dropping off later in the season? Wish Conte was so stubborn to play Spence. Yeah, I the Spence thing. I've already told you guys. I think as fans we got to stop even thinking about it, because if Conte thought it was an option, it would have happened already.
Yeah, but at least he makes the runs. That's the most important thing.
We don't know if he makes the runs. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just telling you, it's not. It's not happening. Oh, we lost Gogan. I'm sure she'll be back. Well, it's not happening, man.
But I'm just being hypothetical because when I watched him versus Leicester and Arsenal, he used to make those runs. He used to cause havoc. Emerson doesn't do that. He just stays at the back. And
maybe we see him after the World Cup or something. I don't know. Maybe I hope Emerson's suspended again this weekend, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 more games. Thank God.
He's missing Man U too.
Yeah, so maybe we see something different.
So good.
I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? But I just don't think we're going to see Emerson anytime or Spence anytime soon, man. I really don't.
And even Richie, he sucks. Oh my god, this guy sucks. What is he good at?
I'm glad that you've come to your senses on him.
No, I'm not gonna say he's better than what's his name? Bergwijn is better, or I'm not getting the debate.
Bergwijn scored today.
I know he did, but he sucks, Richie. I don't know what he's good at. He's not good shooting. He can't even keep a ball. He can't pass. He can't run. What is he good at?
Energy. Well, no, I said it earlier on Amari's thing today because I asked them to kind of quantify that. What is Richarlison good at? And they're like, well, he takes on a man. And I said, yeah, he takes on a man and then loses the ball.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you come on as a substitute for 15 minutes, that looks like it's a good thing, right? Because he's got the intensity, he's got the passion. So you're coming on, you haven't played the whole game. We've been playing poorly. You come onto the pitch and you start taking guys on when we've been sitting back and been kind of lazy, right? Your camera just kind of clicked on there, Gogomon, just in case you didn't want to accidentally expose yourself.
죄송해요.
You're fine. I'm just letting you know, just in case you didn't want to reveal your identity to the world.
Imagine it was cubed. It's so funny.
We couldn't see anything. It was just a black screen. But I did answer your question, didn't I? We're not going to see. Do you see them? Oh, sorry. Do you see Arsenal dropping off later? I do see Arsenal dropping off later. I think Arsenal is having a similar start to what we had under Jose Mourinho in the 2021 season. Where, if you remember, in December, we were top of the league, and we ended up finishing 7th.
Was it 9 games?
It was actually more than that. It was all the way till Christmas that we were top of the league. And it was probably a similar amount of points. I think we drew a couple more than they did. We had drawn 2, but we only lost 1 in that stretch. And we were top of the league. And the wheels fell off. Why? Because we got injuries. And this is what I think is going to cause a toll on Arsenal. If they get 2 or 3 key injuries, I think their season that takes guys out for 3 to 4 weeks, their team looks completely different. An injury to Partey, an injury to Jesus, an injury to Martinelli.
Jesus is injured. He just got injured.
There you go.
What do you mean he just got injured? What do you mean by that?
I just saw on Football London that he might be out for a couple of weeks.
Might be out.
I don't know if it's true.
But what I'm saying is that if you remember, that's what got us that season was injuries, right? We had to a point. You had Kane and Son both got injured for a significant period of time, or COVID being out, this, that, and the other thing, and the wheels fell off. The wheels fell off the bus, and I think that Arsenal is going to go through that similar pattern. Somebody's going to get injured, and they're going to start dropping points. And the problem is that the gap right now is so tight that people think, oh, they're doing well. They've only lost 1 game. 9 points, man, and you've even got Liverpool back in the top 4, right? And they're all the way down in 10th, right? So, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Liverpool is at where we were at last season, at this point in the season, right? 10th place on we were on 15 points when Conte came in November.
Do you know what? I think it might be an unpopular opinion, but we might go for a title challenge this year if we continue winning these games.
Dietrich, what did I say at the start of the season? And not everyone, a lot of people looked at me like I'm Stell's on crack. Why is he being positive? I said, this World Cup is going to throw a massive curveball because if you have momentum, it's going to kill you. And if you're in a rut, it's going to help you. So right now, if you're Liverpool and Leicester, you can't wait for the World Cup. If you're Arsenal, you do not want this World Cup coming up because it's just going to bang, it's going to it's like a roadblock just hits you. As long as Tottenham are in the mix, as long as we're one of those 4 or 5 clubs in that bracket, close enough to the top, come January, then it's all going to be about what the owners do. Either they say, okay, let's go for top 4, or let's try and do something. This is why I won't make predictions on anything until I see the January transfer window. And I bet you money Conte has us in the mix. I bet you he has us in the mix.
So you think if we do well in January, we could have a chance?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
If we go out the Champions League. If we go out the Champions League and one of the cup competitions, yes. Because then it's 1 game a week, Kaguma. If you've got to do 2 games a week, 3 games a week, no chance. This squad can't hack it. This squad can't. Unfortunately, we need to just do the league and that's it.
But we might do like 3 games a week soon with the League Cup and FA Cup.
That's the problem, isn't it? And to be honest with you, Man City are probably going to win it. They're probably going to win it.
But this is the year to beat them. I don't
know.
I know Haaland's I know Haaland's good and he's scoring the goals, but like even them, they're not firing all cylinders.
I've got a feeling he's going to get an injury that puts him out for 2-3 months. I've got a feeling he's going to get an injury.
Because he's like what 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, 6'4", I think.
The way he's built, like he can easily get injured. Just like he did at Dortmund, he will be injured soon.
Erling Haaland is
he's a freak.
6'4".
He's just an athlete, man.
Call him the robot. And where's the people? Where's the people that said the tall people couldn't play football? Where are those people at right now?
No, usually they don't know how to play football, especially at striker.
No, but when they do, man, they're
When they do,
shit
they're
hot.
really good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
That's my point, right? Could you imagine LeBron James as a Lukaku-like striker? That's my point, right? 6'8", 250 pounds. There's no defender. Could you imagine Martinez trying to defend somebody the size of LeBron James?
He's a midget.
But it's so funny. But look, I mean, I got there's just been this thing going around too that Conte was making mistakes again too. So I'm maybe put a poll in the chat here.
What mistakes? What mistakes did he make? I want to know.
I do too. So that's why I'm put a poll. Do you think Conte was at fault for the late charge?
No, he wasn't, because Dyer had a yellow card, so you had to take him off, and he was playing like shit.
Yeah, so there's a little poll in the chat there. Do you think Conte was at fault for the late charge? And what I mean by that was that last 10 minutes. And people laughed at me, dude, when I said earlier today that once Son came off. And I'm not saying that we lost our composure because Son came off. It just happened to be that after Son came off is when we lost control of the game.
Kane, honestly, when you said Kane lost control at the end when Son left, it's true, he did.
Yeah, it looked like a completely different person.
He didn't look comfortable at all.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I think, especially after they scored, it hit him like, fuck, I'm the only one left now, right?
Yeah,
because Richarlison was gone, Son was gone, right? Bentancur's out of midfield, and now you've got Kane playing with Skip, Mora, and Brian Hill, right? Not giving you a whole lot of confidence, right? These guys haven't played at all, and you got to maybe attempt. I thought they gave it a good go, but man, he was way off the mark.
Yeah.
But let's bring in the next guest who's sitting in the back, get his thoughts on the thing. And let's see, whose music should we play for him?
Is it Steak?
No, it's not Steak.
That guy, man. That guy.
Let's play this one. Let's bring him in from Canada.
Scott.
Not Scott M. Sandro's in the house. Big up, Sandro.
Hey guys,
Growing a beard.
been a while. Yeah, I've done some things IRL. Had to get my life in order. So
There you go.
yeah, it's been a while.
There you go. IRL can be a bitch.
Yeah. Right.
But what are your thoughts on the win today in IRL?
Ooh, tough one. I think the first couple minutes it was shaky. I don't know. There was a couple of times when we had some nice attacks in the beginning, but I think that Dyer error was just awful. I don't know how people can say that he's a world-class defender. But yeah, I guess I can move on from that. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought that little period between like the 20th minute mark and like around maybe like the 30, maybe towards the end of the 30th minute. I think that was like a really good period for us. I think we played like very nice football during that period of time. We were pretty dominant, and then second half started, and yeah, we were just a little bit flat compared to that time. But yeah, overall it was a good game. Would have liked for it not to be that close and not to have a little kind of arrhythmias towards the end of it, little heart problems. But yeah, it was good overall.
I agree. But there's one thing I want to kind of show you guys here real quick. And this was what I was talking about. People are saying that like the whole second half that we had lost control. And I don't think that that's the case. I don't get where that's coming from. And then I just want to show you guys a possession kind of graph that shows what teams were dominating possession. The higher the number, the farther into the attacking third they got. Obviously, reaching all the way atop means that we scored in that run of possession. And, you know, I just don't get where this whole narrative of we lost control of the game came from. So just throwing this in here, you can see it shows it fairly accurately, right? So I think these are in 10-minute increments, right? So you got halftime, you know, so it's what, 50, 55, 65, no, it can't be 10 minute, maybe 1 minute increments. So you're rocking here. They obviously came out stronger, more impactful than we did, right? And then after they scored, we kind of reacted, came back into the game, controlled most of the game from that point, came out in the first half, maybe started a little bit slow, started to gain a little bit.
Is he blocked?
Is that Will? Is he frozen?
Yeah. Okay, so
basically what this is showing is at the end you can see the possession. We lose more possession after Sun came off. That's what it's showing. So the blue at the end of the line is where Frankfurt begin to get more possession of the ball, and it's roundabout. They began to get more possession roundabout when Sun came off. I think that's what Will's trying to show here.
Man, it feels good not hearing Will. Oh my god. So now I can take over his show. Yes.
Do you think it's because of Sun that we lost possession of the game?
Yeah.
You think it's all down to one player? That's why we couldn't keep possession.
Well, imagine taking one player and then, okay, imagine having Son, Emerson, and Cess, then removing him. You have crap. So of course you can keep possession after.
Maybe it was a mix, like a combination of that and complacency. I think we got complacent. It felt like we got complacent. Mm-hmm. Sorry to cut you off.
No, don't worry.
It happens a lot, though. You know, whenever he comes off, they score a goal.
Why do you think he took off Son and not Kane?
Because we don't have a striker.
Yeah, but Son is a striker as well now, isn't he?
But he doesn't see him as a striker.
Maybe to save his legs for I don't know, because we have a bunch of games in October, so maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah, but why? But why not? Why not, Sandro? Why not save Kane's legs then?
His legs too.
Like
Yeah,
what?
I know. He's injury prone. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Still, if we had a backup striker, you would see Kane coming off a lot of time.
Yeah, but that's what Richarlison's for, no?
Yeah, but he doesn't see him as a striker. He might see
So
he can play all three positions, but he mostly sees him on the wing.
Who's the backup to Son?
It's at the moment it's Geel.
Shut up.
Yeah, it is.
Brian Hill.
Yeah, it is. Who do you
Brian
have?
Hill, Brian Hill
No,
plays
actually,
on the
Lucas.
right.
Actually, it's Lucas. It's Lucas.
Lucas is the backup to Son.
Yeah.
Delios, your face.
Yeah, Brian Hill. Brian Hill's the backup.
He was okay, though, when he came on today. Hill.
He was
So much
okay, actually.
forward, yeah.
He was
Yeah,
okay.
he created the penalty, which should have, converted.
No, but let's not say he created the penalty because the Frankfurt guy, I don't know what the hell he was doing. With
Yeah,
that
he
back
lost the
pass.
ball before that. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how.
To be fair, Brian Hill did dribble past him twice. He turned him inside out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Hill tore him to pieces, man.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you play, then when you start playing in a physical league like the Prem, he gets bullied, like last game against Arsenal.
Do you think Brian Hill looked comfortable against Frankfurt because Frankfurt aren't very good?
Yeah.
But if he was actually having to play against Everton this weekend, which could be physical, he's just going to be non-existent.
But they will carry him out to the parking lot.
Yeah, Will, we were looking at your
Well, you're
possession
back.
graph and
Yeah,
where
so
Son came off the pitch.
I mean, basically, my computer decided to update when I was in the middle of a stream.
I wish Emerson would update.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. But we have you got anyway. So in that though, what I was saying was, you can clearly see that we had the game. We had possession under control up until Son was subbed off in the 80-something minute, and then they scored, 3 to 4 minutes after Son came off, and then it kind of went to shit from there. The last 10 minutes, right? So where is this narrative that we were defensive the second half when the facts show that we weren't actually defensive the second half, except for the last 10 to 15 minutes where they had us under pressure? Explain that to me, somebody, please. Because
No idea, man.
I don't get it. Does anybody else get it?
I don't. Do you know what, Will? I just think it's a bit like the European Conference League. Like, if we don't play our best 11, we just look shit. But we just get upset because it means we have to accept that the bench is rubbish. Whereas you look at Arsenal, they just put a B team out in the Europa Cup and win comfortably. Whereas, if we put out a B team in any competition, we're going to get smashed. So we always have to play our best players. And then look at the bench. I mean, Doherty, Sanchez, Hill.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. That's why we lost possession. As soon as we made subs, the players are coming on and
No, I hear you, man. I hear you.
they're not good enough.
But let me ask you that question still. I know the bench isn't that good, but Why not bring with you like a Harvey White, somebody like 21 years old?
Because at 3-1, if you concede a goal, you now need your senior players to get it over the line. If you bring on kids and you go 3-2, now that's a lot of pressure on kids to have to deal with, you know. How many games has Harvey White played for us? I don't remember him playing any. And don't forget, these same kids, they got a chance last year in the European Conference League. They started 2 games. I think they started 1 game under Mourinho as well. They were terrible, man. They were terrible.
Harvey White looked good when he was playing left wing back. When Conte tried them in.
I don't think Conte is the kind of manager that takes the risk. I think he wants a player that's going to do exactly what he says, or they're proven. I don't think he's a risk taker when it comes to players. It doesn't come across like that to me.
Yeah, look, like I just think that not only the Harvey White thing, but I think on the Jed Spence thing too. I think people just need to give up on this Jed Spence thing. It's just not happening.
Will, it's like the style of play. Fans get upset every time we win and play badly. What do you think's going to happen before the kickoff whistle's blown? Like, we're suddenly going to play brilliantly. Like, I think what you said about fans, they've just got to give up on the whole Jed Spence thing. It's not going to happen. Fans also need to give up on Tottenham playing amazing, sexy football. It's just not going to happen. Get used to it, accept it,
exactly.
And then if
move on.
And if we do play well, you'll really enjoy it because you weren't expecting it.
But still, I just don't accept it watching Emerson every week. That I don't want to accept it. The rest I can accept it. Him, no.
I think Doherty will start ahead of him, but he's only playing Emerson now because he wants to rest Doherty for the Premier League games. I think that's what he's doing now. But up until now, he's not had that choice because Doherty's been injured. But Doherty's shit as well. He's not much better.
He's not much better, but he understands the role. He knows he has to make the runs, be at the back post. Emerson doesn't offer us anything. Do you see his cross? He had miles, acres.
I see it every week, Dietrich. I pay money to watch it. I pay money to sit there and watch it.
But this one of today's game, that was the worst one. He could have
every
just
week.
put a ball, and he just missed it. And then he smiles.
It's okay.
Smiles.
He's going to do an Instagram tonight. Just
I think Bentancur coming off as well was a little bit. I mean, he wasn't like outstanding.
He's on a yellow though.
It wasn't even good like today. But I don't know, him coming off, and I think Bissouma. I think somebody in the chat put it earlier how like Conte like knows his players. Like I think Conte saying that Bissouma's not ready. Sorry. I don't know. I think it kind of showed it because like Bissouma was giving a little bit wayward passes and he looked a little off pace.
Bissouma doesn't look good. He really doesn't look that good.
Yeah, but he doesn't lose the ball. I bet you Bissouma's got the best possession stats in our team.
I mean, he gave a bad pass, but yeah, I don't think he loses the ball to the other team. I don't think he lost it.
He keeps lost.
He keeps possession. He keeps possession of the. Huh?
He keeps possession, but he looks lost. It looks like he doesn't understand the system yet.
I think he did when I pulled it up. I think he had the best possession stats.
Yeah, but he needs to start every single week and get into a flow. Like it's stop. There's no rhythm to his selection. His team selection's got no rhythm. You know. And do you know what? Let me ask you guys a question, right? I've been on a couple of streams, and fans are beginning to say they don't think Bissouma's a Conte signing.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
See, I don't know.
I think it's a Paratici. It might be a Paratici signing. But look, there's a lot of times there's a big difference. I don't think that people realize that there's a huge difference between playing for a mid-table side and playing for a top 6 side. The pressure, not only from the players playing around you, but the fans as well, is a lot higher, right? Like when you're Brighton, if you lose the game, nobody's really getting pissed off, right? You're expected to lose as about as much as you're expected to win, right? It's like a flip of the coin. Where at Tottenham, you make a mistake. I mean, heck, we have our own fan base tearing down, our top class, world class players every week. And
yeah, you're a part of it too.
I don't go out there and tweet bad stuff about them. Right? What you and me banter about in private is different than what gets posted out in public.
But people in public are just idiots. We have like YouTubers that start complaining about content. Like we have idiots.
We have YouTube. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like this, but this whole Sun thing, though, I literally clipped them. Like you guys know who I'm talking about. I literally clipped today. Somebody say, Sun's overall game today was bad.
No.
You can't say that.
Who said that? Put it in the private chat.
Said it?
Put it in the private chat.
How can you know him? He literally scored a world-class goal.
I didn't.
Was just world-class.
Yeah.
No, I said you know him personally. Yeah,
I've got a good idea. Let me see who will put in the chat.
Yeah.
Of course. I've just seen it.
So it's besides the 2 goals, that he scored, right? His overall play today was poor. Like today, out of all days.
Did you see his?
That's a horrible take.
With a famous YouTuber, he said he's not world class.
Yeah, and then you got
today was just.
Look, I don't know what some of the other ones said because there's a lot of people I just don't even watch anymore because of their piss poor takes on our players. You know what I mean?
This club, man. This club.
Show the clip. No, show the clip. Maybe I'll put it on. If we get into a row, I'll put it on Twitter maybe. But what else? How much better? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that second goal, that's Puskas levels.
Chill.
No, I don't think. I think because of the distance to the goal, I don't think that's why it's not Puskas level. But the technique and the power, definitely.
Weak foot.
Yeah.
In the Champions League.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a great goal.
I don't think Son's got a weak foot.
Level is because it's like very close to the net. Well, not very close, but close than like a Puskas level or whatever.
It was his right foot, right?
It was left foot, weak foot.
It was left. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it
takes a lot of tech. Like that tech is like nuts, but like still, like the distance to the goal, I think is what the main.
How is that not Puskas? He won the Puskas before, and I thought today's goal was better than the goal that he scored when he won Puskas.
From our
but still,
box to
the goal itself wasn't great. Yeah, the feat of dribbling through the whole, Brighton side or whatever was awesome. Or Burnley.
He didn't put it top corner. It was like. Cool
but he rocked it. Yeah, but he still rocked the roof of the net. Like it didn't even hit the back; it hit the roof.
Yeah, but if it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Do you know what, Will? Do you know what? It's the occasion. If it was the semi-final against Real Madrid and that was the winning goal to get us to the final, then we'd look at it in a different way.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
I think it adds value to the goal, but that Burnley goal was like what, like a mid-season game. Like it didn't really add anything to our thing, and he still won the Puskas.
I mean, come on, dude. You got Lamella won a Puskas for a Rabona against Arsenal, which he gets a red card out of.
Hold on a minute.
Rabona.
1 minute.
Like that's like
all the time from Eric Lamella, at least once or twice a season.
Sandro. The Burnley goal was completely different. He picked up the ball and went past 5 players and ran the whole length of the field.
Of course. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have gotten a Puskas for it.
No,
I think it was outstanding. I think it was Messi-esque. Like, that was a Messi goal. and like the ball didn't even like leave his like area like 2 meters away from him. Like the ball wasn't. I don't think there was a point where the ball went more than 2 meters away from him until the end of his run, where he started doing the long touches so he could get like closer to the net, and like he beat the center back, whoever it was.
Dude, do you know what's Puskas? Do you remember when Gareth Bale scored a volley where he had to get his leg high up in the air across the goal into the top corner? I think it was against Stoke or something.
Top right?
That.
Well, he did it in the Champions League too with Real Madrid. Like it was like a half bicycle kick or whatever.
That's Puskas. That's Puskas.
Yeah, that is Puskas.
But that was in the final too. That was in the final, wasn't it? The one he did for Real Madrid against.
Real Madrid was final against Stoke was just a league game, but the Stoke goal was unbelievable. That volley was just. Oh my god.
The pace to it, which this volley, the ball was coming at Son too. Like you had to been. It's not like it was a slow ball that was coming in that he volleyed. I mean, it was coming at him with some pace. He reacted quick.
Yeah.
This is a great goal, man. It's a great goal.
It's a beautiful goal. I just don't think it's Puskas level, just only because of the distance. I think everything else is great. Just the distance to the goal. I think if he was like 10 meters back behind that, maybe even like 15, I think that would have been Puskas level.
Yeah.
So he's got to be like Zlatan levels, 40 yards away.
Yeah.
and
you don't get to crack a goal like that like once in a lifetime, dude.
Nobody tried to block him.
If it
Nobody
was
tried to block him or tackle him or nothing.
he would win the Puskas.
Huh?
Uh-huh. No, if Zlatan did that goal, I'm surprised that goal, even being in the MLS, didn't win a Puskas.
Right.
Unless Puskas is just Europe.
Actually, maybe it might be only Europe.
Because that Zlatan goal was fire, dude.
Which one is it? What
The one from he did with the LA Galaxy.
Puskas isn't even European.
is that? The one where he like spins?
Is it
like
just
this,
Premier
like,
League?
almost, and he like hits it.
No, Puskas. He's a football player.
No. I'm talking about
He's not even European.
talking about the Ibra goal. What exactly was which one was that?
I think it was his first goal.
Yeah, it was his first goal for LA Galaxy. He comes on for like, as a substitute. The ball is played to him. I want to say it was like center back from the opposite team played the ball out and he rockets it from like just the other side of the halfway line, 40-50 yards right to the top corner.
Yeah, but the goalie was in no man's land, man. What the hell was that goalie doing?
I thought you were talking about the one against Toronto where he like the ball is like played into him. He's like right in front of the net and he does a spinning kick and like
no, not the bicycle. I'm talking about the volley.
It wasn't even a bicycle. It was like a weird like karate kick.
I call it half bicycle.
Sandro,
like half volley, half bicycle.
The best kind of bicycle, half volley, whatever you want to call it, that Ibrahimovic scored was for Sweden against England. That was an insane goal.
It was like almost at the halfway, almost at the halfway line, but it was like far out. Yeah,
but what was
iconic?
The goal was amazing, but what was hard doing for that goal?
Yeah, but I'm saying he did a similar one before LA Galaxy like 2 or 3 years ago. Whenever he played there, like that's what I'm saying.
Puskas was Hungarian. That is a correct.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like where he was from, but I mean like if the Puskas Award is only for European leagues.
I think it's only European leagues.
Or if it's world football, because I don't know why that Zlatan goal wasn't nominated for the Puskas. Then all awards. Well, I don't know why that Zlatan goal didn't get it then.
Was he? Puskas was Hungarian. Is this the Puskas that played for Benfica?
Yeah, he's Hungarian.
Oh, okay.
He's from Budapest.
Fair enough. I should really know that.
Yeah.
And I play his biz. Do you know that motherfucker? When Spurs won the 61 double, we got to, I think it was the following year, we got to the European Cup semi-final and we battered Benfica. But because the whole world wanted Puskas to win it, the referees fucked us. We got the corruption in that game. We were the best team in Europe that year. Spurs should have won the European Cup. I'm telling you, we should have won the European Cup.
Is that the Europa League or the Champions League?
Champions League.
Wow.
It's called the European Cup back then. We should have. Go back and read up on it. I remember my granddad told me the story, and then I read up on it. The corruption and the refereeing in that game to ensure that Benfica got to that final, it was a fucking disgrace.
Did Benfica win? That's
Yep.
the year they won, right?
Yep. It
That's
was
when
all
they
for
had
Puskas.
That's when they had like a 80,000 capacity stadium or 100,000 capacity stadium, and there was no like thing.
I don't, man. Look, Brian.
Sandro, Spurs outclassed Benfica in that game, and we ended up getting screwed over by the corrupt referees.
Look, I'm sorry, man. Like, if anybody was impressed by Brian Hill's performance today when he came on, I think you got some problems.
Adam's right. It was Eusebio. I'm confusing Eusebio and Puskas. He's absolutely right. I'm confusing two.
I have a souvenir from when I visited Portugal this summer.
Yeah, that's it. It's Eusebio. Who was that? Adam. Well said, Adam. I'm glad you corrected me.
I have no clue about it.
Gil's not getting the Puskas gogo. Thank you for the super chat.
You thought it was an Arsenal thing? No.
Gil's not getting the Puskas. He's getting pushed out.
Disgusting.
No.
But Brian Hill, man, today, I'm telling you, he had 7 touches and he gave away the ball 4 times. Like, all we could do is we're just lucky that he actually fell down inside the box for once instead of outside of it. Because every time he touched the ball, man, he got bullied off of it. And that one, he should have been clean on goal, dude. He was clean on goal and just fell over himself. Before the Harry Kane messed up, or before the penalty.
Right. Yeah, he was like, and he should have played the pass, but then he just like stumbled over the ball.
Yeah, he just fell.
Yeah, he made a mistake there, and then like the defender was basically like, "Here you go, second chance," and then he got a penalty.
And then he falls down again and gets a penalty.
But just don't get it with Brian Hill. When he was playing with Iber, he was good. He looked good.
Was he really though?
No, I'm not saying he was like world class or like top class, but he was better than what we're watching at the moment.
Yeah, but he's playing with the bottom of the table, La Liga side, right? You got more time on the ball. It's not as physical as league, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a young guy who's playing for a bottom. You know, they got relegated, didn't they, that season?
Well, do you know what? I will say this. He has technically he's got good feet.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's got good foot, and he can dribble. Like, he can beat a man, no doubt. It's just, do you know what? He needs to be given game time so we can really know. Or we just need to get rid of him. There's no point.
I think Will said, like, I'm pretty sure he lost weight since he joined Spurs.
So yeah, he lost 12 pounds, 15.
But he lost weight, which
went from 145 to 132.
That's crazy. Yeah. By the way, speaking of Spurs players that aren't doing well, Ndombele is doing very well in Napoli.
He's crap.
Yeah, but he's doing very well in Napoli.
I said this.
I don't think he's doing very well,
Sandro, and I got ripped to pieces.
Really?
Pieces for saying this. Oh my!
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with the people that ripped you a little bit. I don't think that it's necessarily true that he's done really, really well.
Oh, okay.
The last 3 games.
Is he playing good? Is he playing good? Yes.
He's done well. I'm not saying he's like world class.
The last 3 games.
Well, he's done
only
well
the last
so
3
far.
games.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
And he's only played well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes off the bench, right?
He doesn't play well in the league.
But you can make the case that it's the system because they have.
No,
Zielinski.
he's always been this way. He only likes to play in big games. He's a Champions League only player, dude.
In terms of like Napoli, like I'm pretty sure like their system just helps that because like they have Zielinski and Labotka or something like that. Who's like, these are not like you would think are world class midfielders, but they just like, and Zambonguisa as well. Like last season, he was not like world class, and these players were not world class. But under the system, I think it makes them better. So I don't know. Maybe
Zambonguisa is really good.
Yeah,
Good.
he's good, but did you
I
watch
hope
him
they
last
buy
season?
his ass.
Did you watch him last season? That's the question.
I hope they buy his ass.
I mean, hey, maybe he's gotten better. Maybe he's like made his game better or whatever. So like, fair enough. And I think he's class. I think Zambongi says class right now, but like,
he played really good against Rangers. He played really good against Ajax, right? In the
Yeah.
first leg. Average today. I watched that game.
oh, Huicha was amazing today. Went through players left and right. What a player.
But he's really not playing a ton. He's still doing the same thing he did under Jose Mourinho, where he can only play about half a match, and then he's got to get subbed off. And then in the league,
He started
Serie A,
pre-game.
his performances are like Richarlison level, 6.7, 6.4, 6.5, 6.8. He's not doing well in the league at all. He's averaging less time per game. He's only averaging about 28 minutes per game. In the league, he has no goals, no assists, no nothing, right? So, is he playing well? He's playing well in Champions League, and I think that's why people are noticing because, right, not a lot of people watch Serie A week in, week out. But everybody watches, Champions League matches.
Even when you watch him run, he just looks overweight.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's still out of shape.
Even his kid, imagine getting sponsored in one of the best brands with Armani and you still look fat.
Will, I'm gonna have to say goodnight. I thought I thought it was 2 a.m. and someone in the comments said to me, "What are you talking about? It's like almost 4." I need to get
Believe it or not.
I need to get some sleep, man. I've got to be up at 8 a.m. I've got to shoot.
Only 4 hours of sleep. Crazy.
But
That
we'll
wasn't
let
my
people
plan.
know. Are you Friday show? Are you hanging out or what? What's the next time you're streaming?
Yeah, I'll be on the Friday show, man. I'll be there.
Alrighty. Everybody go over to Tottenham Away and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out. Did you guys get any good content at the stadium? Were there any Tottenham Away folks at the match today or no?
No, it's the one time we did. Someone sent me a video. I put it up, but it's just nah. I'm going to the. I'm going to the Sporting Lisbon game because I always thought that's going to be the big decider. So I'll go to that one. I'm at Everton. I'm there on Saturday. That should be good. I think we're going to beat Everton. I think we're going to beat them. I think they're going to defend really deep. We're going to struggle and we're going to just scrape it by maybe a goal, maybe 2 goals if we're lucky. It's not going to be a great game.
Well, hopefully Richarlison shows up too. A lot of times, players they want to play against their old clubs, right? I always did. Right. Whenever I played against an old team. When I played basketball in high school and we played, you move high schools and you wanted to show your old guys that you've moved up in the world and not moved down, right? So you want
Well,
to.
he can't even control the ball, and you're asking him to play better against his old team.
I don't know, man. I just have that mentality, dude. I got that Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant type of mentality, and I just.
No, I'm talking about Richarlison.
I know that's what I'm saying. So I just expect everybody to have that same mentality, but not everybody does, unfortunately.
No.
Do you guys remember? Have you seen that documentary on Netflix yet?
Black Mamba?
It's not the Dream Team. It's called the Redeemed Team. So it's a story about the U.S. men's basketball team in the Olympics and how when the Dream Team in the '90s, Michael Jordan, all that stuff, we were top of the world. Even our college players were bossing. But then around the year 2004, the rest of the world kind of caught up in basketball in the U.S. Even playing NBA players got beat and got knocked out of the Olympics. And then they had to come and fight their way back 2008 and win the gold medal again. Mm-hmm. And Kobe Bryant's got his teammates. One of his they're playing in the final for Spain, and one of his teammates is starting for the other team. And he just body checks, comes first play of the game, comes out and just knocks his best friend straight on the ground, right? Like, we're not teammates or friends today, right? Like, that's the type of mentality that you need to have.
Footballers don't have that mentality. They just don't.
Can I share something with you? Because talking about mentality, yeah? When Eric Dyer completely fucked the first goal,
Puerto Rico, I think.
I put this up on my YouTube comments. It says Eric Dyer surely has cemented his place in the England team alongside Maguire now, meaning, right? You get the joke.
Yeah.
Please let me read you the only reply I got. Why are you criticizing Dyer again? You're always negative towards Dyer. He's one of the best defenders in world football. Don't even try comparing him to Maguire. What's wrong with everyone? Has COVID lockdown fucked everyone's heads?
Nah, man, it's just the world
One
today,
of the best defenders in the world.
Look, I'm telling you, the world is just in a weird place, man, where your own thought is reality. Like everybody's opinion. Like I had a dude tell me today, right, that his opinion was reality. Like, bro, your opinion ain't reality, man. Just because you think vanilla ice cream is the best, that doesn't mean it's the best, bro.
He probably thinks vanilla ice is the best.
And then people ask, and then they get mad at me when I call him an idiot.
Oh, I saw a comment. That was me. It was me.
No, you're an idiot. They're an idiot. There's nothing wrong. I'm not being mean by calling somebody an idiot if they're an idiot, right? Like seriously, there's some people in this world that are just idiots. They can't be helped.
Will, he said he's one of the best defenders in the world, and then he gets better. He goes on to attack me and say he's 500x better than your ego. What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. That's my point. He's an idiot.
Who is this guy? I'm going to call his name out. Kieran Spiteri. Where are you, Kieran Spiteri?
I can't be nice. I tried to teach people all last season. I tried to teach people about philosophy, to teach people about knowledge, about truth, about logic, about all this. I tried, right? Maybe in a little sarcastic, passive aggressive way, but I did. And now, but after a while, dude, when you've told somebody what reality is, and they still want to be, there's a point where you just got to call them an idiot, man. Right? Because when they're doing, look, to be ignorant, this is the thing too. People think that being ignorant is a bad thing. Ignorance isn't a bad thing. It means you just don't know, right? Like, so if you don't know, right, how this works or how critical thinking works or any of that stuff, then you're really not at fault because you don't know. You're just ignorant of the way that that you should view reality. But once you've been taught and you decide to continue to be an idiot, you're just an idiot, man. You're a willful idiot. Willful ignorance, for me, is unforgivable.
Do you know? It's. I get that Eric Dyer has had good games, and that he's been.
But he hasn't had good games.
He's had some good games.
He's been a good. I'm being, generous. A good player for Spurs this season.
He hasn't.
But one of the best defenders in the world.
No, man.
That's sickening.
With all the different defenders in the world that you can pick,
that's an insult. One of them. That's an insult. That's an insult to good defenders. If I was Bremer, I'd be insulted by that remark. If I was Bastoni, I'd be disgraced.
Kim Min-jae has been better for Napoli than Eric Dyer.
A lot better. How?
Maguire has been better than Dyer.
Maguire's so bad, man.
Maguire has not been better than Dyer.
That's one of the worst.
That's gone too far.
Yeah, but people start respecting Dyer. Don't you guys forget that he went mid-game to go to the bathroom? Like, he's a clown. He is a clown.
Dietrich, he got upset that we lost the game of football, that he went into the stands to attack a fan.
Yeah, people just...
Because the guy was attacking his brother, man. Come on.
He wasn't attacking him. George. Somebody just screamed, Dyer, you're crap, and his brother got upset. And then Dyer just goes up, I want to beat his ass.
God.
When has Dyer had a good game? I'll tell you when Dyer's had a good game. He had a good game against Eintracht Frankfurt. He was good. In
Do you
the
know?
regular league,
So we can agree that some players they can be elevated
he
by
was good
others.
against Leicester.
We can agree that
And
Romero
he was
has
good against
elevated
Fulham.
Dyer, not the other way around.
I think Dyer has been elevated. This is it. This is it.
Yeah,
This
but-
is he doesn't get better than this. No way.
Yeah, and then you watch him with England, and he's crap.
England defensively are crap. Maguire's crap. And anyway, I have to go. Guys, good night. God bless Kaguma, Sandro, Dietrich, Will. Have a good show, man. Big up.
Take care.
And everyone in the comments, keep your comments coming in and like and subscribe this channel. I'm out of here.
Bye, Stell. And when one goes out, another one comes in, making up for the fact that Dietrich is here, the most rational and reasonable Canadian that I've ever met. Everybody in the comment, show your love for Abdul Kareem is in the house. Your thoughts? Not much, my friend. How you doing tonight? Your thoughts on the game today and how we played.
To be honest, there was some parts of the game that we were playing good football, but to be honest, I kind of gone to the point where this is kind of like the best is going to get. I don't really expect us to really play that one-touch football at this point. I think we created a lot of chances, and I think when you're analyzing Tottenham Hotspur and how they played, I think you just need to kind of just understand that the way in which we play depends on the amount of shots that we have on target. Like, we created a bunch of chances, so I guess we played good, right? But like in terms of like the passes in the midfield, I don't think it was that great, to be honest. We were good in the first half, but in the second half we should have dominated the game. Like, honestly, like if you're down to 10 men against a team that we're genuinely better than, I expect us to kind of, pass the ball around them and just dominate play. But like, we're just so used to kind of sitting back and hitting teams on the counter that even when they're down to 10 men, we're playing the same tactic. At the end of the day, I'm happy. We got the point. We got the 3 points, which is pretty much all we wanted. We have first place in our own grasp. But if we don't get first place, then it's our fault, which is pretty much all you want as a Spurs fan. You want your team to control your own fate. So, but yeah, I'm just excited for when Kulusevski comes in, because you can tell that the front three, Richarlison is a good player, but again, he's a good bench player. That's the thing. But
Yeah, I think he's a good
wing.
substitute.
When was the last time Richarlison played right wing? Like, honestly, when was it? Like, we're putting him in a position that he never played.
Time.
Even at Watford, he played as a left wing. So we're gonna go back to like his junior days and his teenager days and talk about his right wing. Like, he's a left winger and he's a striker. He's doing a decent job playing as a right wing. I think he's still doing a better job than what Lucas Moura or Brian Hill would do. So I think in that case, it's a plus. But when Kulusevski comes, yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if you guys saw my little rant on Mari's show earlier today, but I kind of made this whole point, right? Like, and big up Marcelo.
I'm telling you, bro.
Look, I don't ever want to hear Richarlison's name mentioned in the same sentence with Heung-min Son as being a valid and equal replacement ever again. Like, I think that Richarlison, because he's not on Son's level, he's not. And for me, he never gets to start over Heung-min Son. He doesn't. What Richarlison is, and in a top six side, this is the difference for playing for Everton and playing for Tottenham. And this is what we got to realize as Tottenham fans. Like, everybody moans about the £60 million that we paid for him. That's what you pay for a quality substitute nowadays in the league. That's what you pay for in the top six side, right? You don't pay. Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's a quality substitute. If Kane goes down, if Son goes down, if you need to bring somebody on in the 50th, 60th, 70th minute to put in a shift, he's a player where you're not seeing a huge drop in quality. But when you're talking about a player that starts week in, week out, I think we've seen it. I said this back then when he was coming in off the bench and he was putting in these performances where people were saying, all the energy, he looks good, he looks sharp. I said, watch him do it for 90 minutes and you won't have the same opinion. And what happened? It's exactly what happened. Right? He starts starting and his performances fall down the hole. I just don't know how many times I got to call a spade before anybody else catches it and people stop doubting me. Right? Like, I'm not asking you to believe me prima facie, right? At face value. But what I'm asking is at least consider it. At least weigh it in your head when I say it. Just don't blow it off. People blow the stuff that I say off. Right? When I said Liverpool was going to fall off a cliff this year because they let Mane go. What happened? Liverpool fell off a cliff.
You said that because they bought
I said Hill was going to be a bad signing. I said Emerson was going to be a bad signing. I said, what else did I say? I said Kulusevski and Bentancur were going to be good signings. Right? The only one that maybe hasn't come to fruition as fast as I would have liked it to this season would have been my call on long legs. I said he was quality, but he hasn't disappointed. He hasn't been bad. Just hasn't been great.
I mean, Longlay's a stopgap. Longlay's a perfect example of why you can't always just base a player just based on stats. Because if you look at his stats, he has great numbers, but everybody knows he's a clumsy defender, and he's been pretty. It makes so much sense that he's for Spurs.
I don't rate him, but he's been pretty good.
So maybe he's just having a hard time adjusting to the pace of the Premier League, because you got to remember he's new to the Premier League, and I think he's handled it defensively, the defensive side of the Premier League, well. The side where he's disappointing for me is I haven't seen him with that through ball that he had at Barcelona or Sevilla, right? That piercing. I've seen him try it. He hasn't been able to connect. And I don't know if it's the pace or the quality of defenders in the Premier League. I don't know. But it just hasn't come off as quickly on the attacking side, them going forward. On the dribble, defensively, I think he's been solid. Excellent, no. Bad, no. But solid, right? Better than Ben Davies.
Yeah.
But
it's different because, in the way that he plays at Barcelona's a more possession style. So, again, at Barcelona, all the players, they're kind of circling around him, making triangles, making him more, bigger options. The way as Spurs play, as soon as you get the ball, you have Heung-min Son and Richarlison bombing up the pitch. Yeah, so it's really hard, and you have Ryan Sessegnon who's not really confident on the ball. So I think it's kind of set up for him to fail. The passing numbers will inevitably drop because of the way we play in comparison to Barca or even Sevilla. Sevilla is also a pretty possession style team too. So I think if you put Longley, for example, if you put him on Man City and they're playing a three at the back, I think his passing numbers and he'll look a lot better on the ball. It's all about systems.
I agree.
I hope. But big up Simos Funk, our resident Arsenal fan, a good friend of mine. He's a reasonable rational Arsenal fan. So that's they're rare. They're like unicorns. But Arsenal's doing well. Good luck tomorrow in the Europa League. We won today in the Champions League, so got to get the shots in where I can. But nah, man, for me, that's just what I'm saying. We've got to. Stats may not be scripture, but we're talking about probability here, and the probability is high, right? So unless a player changes their stripes, right, what they've done in the past is what they're going to do in the future, right? So, people can change. That's true, right? It's not guaranteed, but the probability is high. You know what I mean? If you've scored 20 goals a season for the past 6 seasons, most likely you're going to score close to 20 than you are going to score close to 10, right? You could score 10, right? It's possible to score 10, The probability is, if you've done it before in the past, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
likely to
understand,
happen again. Like the sun, I don't know the sun's going to come up tomorrow, but I can say with a high likelihood that it will, right? Because it's done it for the last forever.
Yeah, but it's different with Longley. Longley is everybody knows that Longley is not a great defender. There's a reason why Barcelona loaned him to us. Like, I think Longley has better numbers than a lot of defenders, but a lot of people would rather have those defenders over Longley. Like, I think Longley is a unique case of a player that has great numbers, but is actually like not that great of a defender. Longley is one of those unique players. Like, I don't know if there's any player out there that has great numbers, but
He
still
was a
not
boss to
perceived.
Sevilla, though.
Yeah, but at Barcelona, he had like 2 atrocious years.
Yeah, but
Like
his first year and a half at Barcelona was really good too, and then he just kind of fell off after that one incident when the fans really kind of got in his head. And he's played fairly decent for Spain or for France too. So
for France, he doesn't start
now, yeah. But it's because he didn't get a lot of. He was injured for a long time, if you remember, by the last season of the year before last. But I just think it's going to take some time for him to get his to get back in that mentality when you from a three at the back. I think for defenders, for that, especially for that back line, there's a big difference between a 2 and a 3 as far as the tactics are concerned. And I think it takes some time for players to adjust, because we all know Ben Davies in the back 2 would be horrible. Like, absolutely, probably one of the worst options you can do, but he's not bad in the 3, right? I think players it takes a different type of player, and I think it's going to take a little bit for Longley to get back to that player, if he even can. To be honest with you, I don't know if he can get back to the Sevilla form, but if he can, man, we've got a player.
That's
for
long gone. That Sevilla form is long gone.
Yeah,
Right? He's not that player anymore. It's kind of like Ndombele from Lyon. You just have to say that's not him anymore. The player you see today, the last year or 2 years, is a player that he is.
It's like this.
Question.
Sorry, it's like the same thing with Ali. Oh, I hope we can get the Ali for 2016. It's gone. It's never happening. And Longley's 27. He's not getting better.
He's in his prime. This is the golden years, but yeah, like, this is the player he is. Also, a quick question. Obviously, we've been heavily linked with Evan and Dika in the summer. Do you guys think that he will be a good left center back? Because we've seen him now in 2 games. So, what you guys think about him?
He's good, but I would rather have the Monaco defender.
I'd rather have Bastoni.
Chile? Is that his name?
Chile, he is so good.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if Brian Hill can turn you inside out. I don't know if he's the player that we want to.
No, but
we want to take.
No, it wasn't Brian Hill. It wasn't it like Jakic he turned inside out or something? Or am I?
Wasn't Ndika Brian Hill on the left hand side?
It wasn't Ndika.
No, Ndika. I know. No, it was like.
Or did Ndika go off? Jakic went off.
Smolicic. Okay, I think it was Smolicic maybe who gave the pen. It wasn't Ndika.
No, I'm not talking about the pen. I'm talking about getting burnt on the wing for Harry Kane's pass, and then also too in the 1v1 before the pen.
Yeah, he had some bad little highlights and moments, but I think like there was some couple of times where like his pace really outshone. Like, I think there was one time where Heung-min Son had like a little like fast break, and he caught up. Like, you can tell he has pace.
But, yeah, he's fast. Look, we got to remember Ndika's super young too. He's like what, 22, 23. Yeah, he didn't have a good game today, bro. 5.9 on the sofa. Got dribbled past 3 times today.
Yeah, he's 23, and they're already selling for like 15, 20 mil. Like, that's a good backup player. And then you get Bastoni.
I think Bastoni's about the same age, right?
How good is Bastoni doing nowadays? Like, I feel like
when I've watched him play, you can tell he's not.
He played
Him and Igazi, they don't like each other. You can tell they just don't like each other. Inzaghi doesn't rate him and De Vrij. I don't know why.
Well, good. Well, then maybe he'll want to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like because he's had some pretty shockers. Like, I remember a couple games he had for Italy, where Italy plays in the back four.
He had a good game today. 7.6. He was the best defender on the day.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had
But don't
he
you
had an
think it's
assist and 6 clearances, 3 block shots, 2 interceptions. Didn't get drilled past. 100% on his aerial duels, 100% on his ground duels. Only lost the ball 7 times. Passing accuracy wasn't great, but key passes 1, long balls 9. He attempted 9. The dude passes a lot too, man. Them long balls. He was 4 for 9 on his long balls today.
Don't you think it would be a bit stupid to put our eggs in a basket for Bastoni? And you know he might say, no, I don't want to leave Inter. Why not just go and buy someone else?
I mean, the word on the street is that if Antonio extends, then he'll come, but
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true.
no.
Yeah, I just want Skriniar. I'm still on the Skriniar train. I don't know.
Skriniar hasn't signed yet. You can sign him in January for a big contract. Him and De Vrij. The contract ends in 2023.
Yeah, for a Dyer replacement, Kim Min-jae, man, it kind of sucks, dude.
Yeah.
That I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles, though, when you're playing in England, right? Until you've actually played for a team in a top 5 league, it's hard to take that risk. You know what I mean?
No, I'll give him the props. He showed going from Turkish league to Syria, he's doing pretty well. I will give him his props. But we need something better.
This is the
I don't. Is there
in the Premier League and having this financial power?
Well,
You're able to take that risk of letting another team take that risk, and then you just come and pick
and watch, kind of sitting on the outside. I agree, but because I mean, but you got to move, and you got to move pretty quick.
He has a release clause. So
let's see, Napoli. Let's see how he did today. What his rating was today.
Napoli's firing, man. They're looking good.
Napoli, they're entertaining to watch. Really, I love watching Napoli.
I mean, they've been in good form, not only in the Champions League, but in their domestic league as well too. I think they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins in their last 10.
Yeah.
Like
you know what?
We've been heavily linked with so many of their players, man. And we didn't get none of them.
Yeah, we didn't get any. You know what it is with Napoli? I watch them a lot because of the Georgian guy. They do this like very effective one-touch move by their attackers. They do like a little one-touch layoff, and then they have another runner that goes wide, and then once the one-touch goes, they play it to the runner, and it opens up a lot of space. And I feel like Arsenal does that as well. They do that really well, and like those teams that do that, they just can open up defenses like very well. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Steven Bergwijn was man of the match today for that game.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
Had the highest sofa score rating of any player. Goal and an assist, 7.7 on the sofa.
Okay, yeah, I thought you meant like.
Yeah, he had a nice penalty. Scored a penalty. Yeah.
I mean,
but this guy that is good with Ajax. I think his name is Kenneth Taylor.
Oh, the 20-year-old, right? Or he's like 21 now.
So good, man.
Yeah, he's good. I didn't see anything special from him though today, but yeah, he like you can tell that he's like pretty technical.
Him and Alvarez, the Mexican guy, those two are really good. I would love them at Tottenham.
Yeah, but they were just outclassed today. Like Napoli's just on another level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it looks like Kim Min-jae's ratings aren't super impressive, but it does look like he's like a clearance monster. Like that's what he does, just get the ball out of the box.
That's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
Also today it looked a little bit not shaky, I guess, but like less better than he usually was because his partner is injured. I'm not sure what his name is, but he got injured at the Cremonese game. So yeah, his center back partner, and they put in like the Jesus guy. I'm not sure exactly what.
Yeah,
his name
he
is.
got sent off today or something. Or not? Did he get
No,
sent
no,
off?
yellow.
He got
No,
yellow
he
card.
penalty away.
Oh,
Even though it
pen.
was not a penalty, I don't know how that was a penalty. But
Maybe it was, man, because it wasn't his front arm, because his front arm was the one that he turned away. It was his back arm that was out
was it
like
the back
this,
arm?
and it hit his back arm.
no,
not the
I'm
front
talking
arm.
about the Ajax penalty. I don't think that was a penalty. I'm not talking about the Napoli one. That was definitely a penalty.
If you guys had a choice between the Georgian guy or the Rafael Leo from AC Milan, who would you take?
I know what I'm saying because I'm Georgian. So you guys.
So Kim and J did really good.
Wow,
It looks like Kim and J did really good against Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the game that got everybody's. People was talking about
Rocking. Yeah, I saw there's a clip on YouTube with a bunch of Liverpool supporters saying how awesome Kim Min Jae was. It was like a Korean YouTuber. And then against AC Milan, he played really well. It looks like he likes the big teams.
Right.
He likes to show up against the big teams.
Yeah, that's really true because like when I watched him against like smaller teams, he's not at his best, but he's definitely like a great presence. Like when the corners come in on the attacking end, and he scored like I think 2 headers this season already or something like that. So yeah, he's done well. And
looks Lazio, Lazio, AC Milan, Torino. He had really good matches.
Yeah.
Not so much against who's that?
Yeah, that was more of a Conte signing.
Sorry.
I agree with that. I don't think Fuicha, and I think Fuicha, if he comes to Spurs, I don't think that's a good move for him. I honestly don't think so. Even though I'm a Spurs fan and I love him because he's Georgian, I don't want him here. I don't think that's a good move for his career.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Kvaratskhelia.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can you repeat that, please?
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
What was
Okay, that is hard.
Kvicha score?
Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce. There's a lot of like back of the throat sounds that you have to make.
Kevka is how I would say it. Kevka. Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
You see that.
Kvaratskhelia.
That KH in the middle, so that like this KVARA, Kvara, and then ts, it's like Kvarats, it's like a ts, and then the KH is a ch. It's like a ch sound. So
yeah, like an Arabic.
Kvarats. So Kvarats, that's the first part, and then Chelia. That's the second part.
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah,
That's
it's better.
yeah.
It's hard to say, like it's a Georgian name. It's just hard.
У тебя красивые глаза.
That's just not Georgian, but it's okay. We take
It's Russian.
Yeah, it is Russian.
Do you know what it means in Russian?
Yeah, you have very beautiful eyes.
Yeah, that's what you gotta learn. You gotta learn that in all languages, baby.
You could tell you had many.
I'm not joking. That's the first thing I learned in any language. It's the first thing I learned in Korean. Nuni no aramdawayo.
I could tell you got many bar fights because you said that many times.
I'm telling you, the first sentences I learned in Korean was 화장실 어디 있어요? Like, where's the bathroom? Right? 남자친구 있어요? Do you have a boyfriend? And 눈이 너무 아름다워요. Your eyes are very beautiful. Yeah, in Russian.
And then what happens when they say no? I don't have a boyfriend. You can't say anything.
Then you say I have.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to say anything.
You say the eyes thing, and then that's it, and then it's done.
You don't have to say anything else.
The washroom.
But
Speaking of Marseille, didn't Marseille be sporting again? Huh?
Yeah, red card. Another red card. Not just.
Imagine they were. They were dead
Marseille
last
is
or they're
actually,
second.
I think they're second, right? Isn't Marseille
Yeah,
second?
they're
Yeah.
second.
Sporting is now last.
Oh, that's a turning of events, man.
No, it's Frankfurt that is
No,
last.
Frankfurt's last. They got 4
Frankfurt.
points.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Frankfurt, Sporting, and then
And I think we have Sporting next, right?
yep, Sporting at
Yeah.
home on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, like coming Tuesday.
No, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I think if we beat them,
2 weeks. It's next
Yeah, 'cause
Tuesday, ain't it?
Is it
No,
next?
because next week we're playing Manu Wednesday.
Imagine we have back-to-back games. That's tough.
Yeah, that's a Wednesday. We play
Oh,
Manu.
yeah, it's in 2 weeks. Well,
Why is there a Premier League game midweek?
because
Because
we're trying to fit everything into this busy-ass schedule that we have.
we play many times during the week.
Midweek, yeah.
2018 we played Manu during the Wednesday.
That sounds good. Are you saying I'm a paramdungi? Is that what you're trying to say? No, I wasn't a paramdungi.
Yeah, that the J. Cole guy, and I'm not sure that if that's how you say his name, but after watching Napoli, watching Spurs is like water torture. That is exactly the way to describe it.
But
And I've watched every
Gogo
Napoli
asked
game this
if I was a player. I was a player.
Oh, I'm not a player. I just crushed that.
I used to be a player and now I'm a teacher. Not a. But no, I wasn't a player. But I did look. When I was in my 20s, I you guys know me. I'm a very stubborn individual, and when I was in Korea, the first time I went because I was in the military, so I was stationed there, and the girls in the military, on average, tend to not be the most feminine and attractive. Surprise, surprise, right? It's the military. And so when you're overseas and you're stuck on base in a country where you don't speak the language, and you either date the girls on base and you have to lower your standards. So girls that are normally, and this sounds kind of, sexist or whatever, but it works for guys as well. Girls and guys that were 4s and 5s stateside were 8s and 9s overseas, right? Because options, right? And so I was not willing to lower my standards, so I learned languages. And yeah.
What country were you based in?
Huh?
I said, what country were you based in? Was your
Korea, South Korea.
Korea. Okay.
Yeah. Pyeongtaek-si, Pyeongtaek-si, Songtan-gu.
Pyeongtaek. Oh.
Yeah. That's my goyangi, my Korean hometown. That's
Actually
Pyeongtaek.
curious, did your wife lower her standards for you?
No.
I think she did.
No. But yeah, we've got did I meet my wife while serving? Kind of.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I guess meet. Yeah, there you go. I guess that's what you're laughing at.
Oh, I thought you said something weird. Okay, move on.
No, but did I meet her? Yes. MEET, her while I was serving. Kind of, yes, no. We met. So at the time when I was in the military in Korea, I actually had a different girlfriend. And then she worked she had a part-time job at a Hof Jeep that we used to go to on the weekends. And so we knew each other, but she had a boyfriend at the time, I had a girlfriend at the time, so it was a different thing. And then I went back after I got out of the military, I went back to the US. Then we started kind of talking over World for you old people who know Korean social medias.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
World 일천 였습니다. And then so World was kind of like the MySpace of Korea, the pre Facebook era.
도토리.
That's
Cyborg.
right. And so that's how, and you could you design your mini home P and everything. It was fun. That's right, David. I'm old school, man. I'm old. Naive now. But that's how I met. And so then after 2007, I got out of the military in 2005. I went back late 2006, early 2007. Got married, been married since. So did we meet while I was in the military? Yes. But did we date when I was in the military? No. So I had a different long-term girlfriend there, who I met in Shinsadong.
Now your girlfriend is human son.
My girlfriend is human son. I didn't know he was a she, but yeah, no, I mean, so no, I'm not a player, but you know, I come from a different age, man. I come from the Swingers era. You guys ever watch that movie, Swingers?
No.
You should watch it. It doesn't say, it's not like it sounds. It's not married couples, swapping. It's a movie with what's his name? Some old person help me out.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. That's right. I love it. Right. You're a bear. Right. With these claws. Right. Couldn't kill the rabbit. I love that. Yeah. So we used to go to clubs, man. That was the thing you did back in that, right? We didn't have social media and stuff. So you'd go to the Ask Gogama, she knows.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on the weekend would go to the club and
Really, you don't go clubbing?
I never went clubbing.
not anymore. I don't go clubbing, but I used to, yeah.
Wait, you don't go clubbing at all?
No, I haven't been to a club in years, man. I'm too busy.
I never went there in my life.
Why?
But why don't I go now? First of all, you got to have friends to go with, and then and number two, I just don't have time, man. I'm either doing a show or I'm going to sleep or
Why
stuff
hasn't
like that.
Dietrich ever gone clubbing?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're young, Dietrich. So you got their
I don't
club.
I don't like music. I don't like. I don't
You
like
don't
what?
like dancing?
I don't like dancing. I don't. It's not my cup of tea.
We used to go clubbing all the time, dude. I used to be a pretty good dancer too. Because when it was either hip hop or EDM, right? And this was like early EDM, so we're talking like house trance type stuff.
But you're
And
the
it
type
was
of guy to go clubbing
like
and start doing
Alice
a little
DJ. You guys remember Alice
Yeah,
DJ?
that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah.
Well, can you get sturdy? Do you know how to get sturdy?
Oh God,
I don't know your young people slang.
It's basically just like grittying with like a couple foot moves. That's it.
Your knees will collapse.
No, Will's the type
No,
of guy
I
to
used-
do work.
I really, really did dance. I tried my best. Actually, I actually won some competitions when I was in Korea, but it was just because
Oh,
you're tall
God.
and white and you know.
What'd you
No,
do,
at
breakdance?
at
What
Boss.
time do you break dance in the middle of the dance floor?
Huh? Not breakdance. No, it was more like so we used to go to Boss Gonggongchil in the Sunshine Hotel. You know what I'm talking about, Gogama? Near
보스 강남역 아니에요? 강남역?
it's near Gangnam, between I think it's in
선샤인 호텔 압구정.
Shinsadong. Yeah, Apgujeong. It's closer to Apgujeong.
I know.
Yeah, but that was the thing, and it was more of it was kind of hip hop / trance music at the time, but it was more. So you had Juliana's, which was an old club, and that was Boss were more EDM type music. They would have some more dancey hip hop stuff in Korea, and so they would have dance contests, stuff like that, just at the club on the weekends, like dance battles, and then you had the hip hop scene, which was in Gangnam-yeok and Sinchon, no, Hongdae. So you had Noise Basement. You remember that, Gogma, and MB, Hongdae MB, and Gangnam
Yes,
MB.
it's still there, I think.
Yeah. But those were the good old days in Korea.
Mark. Oh, my business.
Dietrich goes to strip clubs.
I never went to the strip club too.
Yeah. And then when I lived in San Antonio, Texas.
Party too?
Huh?
Romaine, did you go to like hotel party?
No, I never went to any of the hotel parties.
Those are fun.
Yeah. The things have changed a lot now. They do a lot more of that. Back then, they didn't do a lot of hotel parties that I can remember. There was a couple of times I had a friend that did some acting in Korea. He did some like not like Myanmar, but like what do you call it? Extra. He was an extra in a lot of films in Korea. White guy who's blonde hair. His name's Chris, but. He used to hang out with a lot of models, and they would go to like the bars in some of the hotels, and they would have like, but it was in the lobby. It wasn't in a room. But
What about karaoke? Did you like karaoke?
like Noribang? Or
No,
karaoke?
like karaoke is a hybrid of a norebang and a nightclub. So you have your own room. And then you stay in your room and you sing and you drink and you play with your friends. And then
karaoke. Okay.
yeah, but then there's like a main dance floor. So when the music comes on, the DJ turns on the music, then you all go out to the dance floor.
No, I've never been to one of those before.
재밌어요. Karaoke.
And then as I got older, when I got into my 30s, I went to Chilgong Paigong a couple times. Those were always fun. So in Korea, they have nightclubs for specific ages. So 7080. So if you're born in the 70s or the 80s, you're allowed to go to that nightclub. Do they still have those Chilgong Paigongs? Do they still have those around?
I don't know. I've never been to one.
Yeah, it's more in the countryside. We also used to go to a lot of live bars, half jeeps. You know, in Gangnam-yeok, you have Uncle 29. We used to go there all the time. It was a half jeep. Then
Andrew, what about you? Where do you hang out? Since you're in college, you must play a lot.
Play a lot of what?
play means like go to the club, go out, partying.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of clubs like and bars that I go to like downtown and stuff in Toronto.
Yeah, so the club scene.
It's just like regular clubs, like you would think. I mean, there's this one club that I go to. It's like a sports bar, but like at night they like turn it into like a club, and like there's like 2 or 3 floors or something, and it's like really cool. But yeah, I mean,
Do you go to the UFT?
I go to U of T. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like but it's a different campus. So but
Yeah, it's the club scene in the United States is different than in Korea. So like when I lived in San Antonio, we used to go to clubs too, but the way it worked there was so the US is a lot bigger, so you have to drive to a lot of places. So like in Korea, the cool thing about Korea, and the reason why playing it, if you're a young single person in Korea or an older single person in Korea, the nightlife in Korea is probably second to none. I've never been to a place because everything, you go behind Gangnam Station or behind Hongdae Station, and it's literally club, bar, right? Restaurant where you can kind of drink. It's like half restaurant, half bar, till you're blue in the face. You could literally hop from place to place to place to place. And in fact, in some areas, they'd have club night where you pay one cover and you could literally bounce and hop from club to club to club to club. In Hongdae, there would be multiple different clubs. And you would bounce from club to club to club to club to club all over the place. And then But in San Antonio, Texas, where I was at in my 20s, I was in the military. It was like one night of the week. There was one bar and or club that was popping, just one. And so you would literally go from place. You'd rotate. There was this rotation. Like on Monday nights you went here, and on Tuesday nights you went there, and on Wednesday nights you went here, and on Thursday nights you went there, and on Friday nights you went here. So like in San Antonio, if people live in San Antonio or anything like that. There was back in the day. There was Club Excess, right? And you'd go there on Thursday and Friday nights, and then, stuff like that. So, but
if you go clubbing, you have to drink.
You don't have to drink.
That's haram, dude.
Yeah, it's haram, bro.
You don't have to drink if you go to a club.
But no. When I watch people when I was walking with my friend, I saw like clubs and so you just see people like throwing up everywhere. They can't even walk straight.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Then in Korea, they have this special type of club called a booking club. You guys are never even like. This is something that will blow most Western people's mind. Should I go into a Gogomar or should I leave it alone?
Yes.
So booking clubs are like, it's kind of like an old school night. So in the 70s and 80s, they used to have these discotheques, right? And Boss, Gong Gong Chill was kind of a booking club, right?
Yeah, they're
I think
booking. Yeah, they're all
Juliana was a booking club too, I think. If I can remember.
When you say booking, do you mean like you have to call and make a reservation?
No, so like you go and you get these tables. So if you can imagine, you walk into this club and it's just table after table after table after table after table, and there's kind of a stage at one end, right? Whereas like NB or Harlem, those hip hop clubs, they weren't booking clubs. They were just a night. They were just like a normal club in the United States. But in Korea, they have this special kind called a booking club. So girls will go out and you get 5 or 6 girls and they'll go together and they'll sit at a table. And you have guys and they'll 5 or 6 guys and they'll go to a table. And the guys will pay. You buy this big plate of fruit and like dried squid or different anjus, right? And you buy a bottle of liquor and that's your table. And the waiters would come. And you tip the waiter $20, $30, and he would go and literally physically grab girls from another table and drag them over to your table. But that's kind of the act. It's like this really, it sounds horrible from a Western point of view, but it's kind of the act of, there's a table and the girls would come over and the waiter would kind of drag them and they'd be like, no. And then they sit down and be like, hi. And it was like, so that, because they have to show their modesty of not wanting to come over to the table, but that's just how it goes. And so the more you tip the waiter, he goes and finds the better girls or whatever.
I don't want to be disrespectful anyway, but it doesn't sound like prostitution.
But it's not, because the girls aren't prostitutes and the guys aren't buying, not buying their time. So they come over and that's how you meet. Because in Korea, they don't really have the culture. It's changed a lot now, but back then they didn't have the culture of the pickup line, right? You didn't just walk up to a girl at the bar and be like, hey, how you doing? Did you fall from heaven or something? They didn't have that cheesy pickup line type dating culture that we have in the United States, right?
Okay.
And so what they did there is in Korea, they have this thing called sokating, where they have like, you go out with a group of friends and a friend introduces a friend and they have these big group parties. So a booking club is kind of like a group party, but with strangers. And so they would bring people over to the table and sit down and you talk, maybe exchange your, become a Cyworld Ilchan or whatever. And then, for like a friend, like give them their Instagram portfolio nowadays for you young kids. And then if they liked you, you would exchange numbers. And if they didn't, they would get up and leave. Right. And that's what a booking club was. It's really weird. So the guy, you don't have to go and meet girls. Literally, you tip the waiter to bring girls to your table.
So if I tip him $100, he's gonna bring me the hottest girl in the club.
Yeah.
Is it like taboo to meet somebody for a booking club rather than like a friend's party? Not taboo, but
yeah, like if you have a boy, if you become like that's how a lot of people met, especially in the early 2000s, and but yeah, you tended to not tell people that you met your girlfriend at a booking club, right? That was. It's kind of like it's similar, like you met online. Like you don't want to say, "Hey, I met my girlfriend on Facebook," right? Like that's
right.
there's nothing wrong with meeting your girlfriend on Facebook, but you didn't really, you know, you don't really broadcast it.
More like conservative there, right? In like South Korea, in terms of like, yeah, okay, right.
Yeah. But it was always funny too, because it's shocking as a foreigner, and you go there for the first time. That's right, we're having a flashback. old people flashback. Yeah, it is like expensive speed dating, and it could be expensive, very expensive, because you had to buy a whole bottle of whiskey, and whiskey especially at that time in Korea was best. You're talking, you could drop $1,000 a night at a booking club easy.
Now, there's not really like booking, you know.
Yeah.
So like the culture has changed, you know. Like guys can go up to girls and talk with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was nothing sketchy about it in the time. In fact, that's how I met my girlfriend, my first girlfriend in Korea, long-term girlfriend in Korea was at a booking club.
So you tipped a waiter, and that's how you got a girlfriend.
Yeah. And like they sit down, and like it's like a whole table. So there's 5 guys at the table, and then they go find a table with 5 girls, and it's just random chance, boom. And the girls come and they sit down and they meet and talk. And if you hit it off, right, you go dance together. If you hit it off, exchange numbers. If you don't, they go back to their own table, and then they get booked to somebody else. It's literally it's a lot like speed dating. It really is like speed dating, but in a club.
But instead
That
of doing that,
waiter's
why not?
making money then, yo. That waiter?
Oh yeah, they did.
They're making money off that, man.
Oh yeah, they did. I'm making grand, especially if you went to like Juliana was expensive. Like there's like levels. There was a lot of booking clubs. Like the ones I'm talking about, Juliana and Boss and Apgujeong, these are like high level booking clubs, right? Like if you tip the waiter at Imanon, which is like $20, he ain't doing nothing. He'll probably just take your $20 and walk away, right? But if you hit him with 100, right, he'd be like, Youngnim.
Is this like Korean dollars or like American?
Yeah, 100 Korean bucks. It's the same thing. It's purchase power.
Oh, is it just about the same? Okay.
Yeah. If you think about it, it's just cents versus. Well, I mean, not really, because it's Shipman won. It's 100,000 won is $100. So.
Yeah, but instead of paying the waiter, why not you and your friends get up and go talk to them?
It's not how it works, dude. At a booking club, it's not how it works.
Now they can do that, but back then, the social custom was different.
Yeah.
Now they do, but not anymore. Or back then, no.
But if you went to a non-booking club, you could do that. Like if you went to like MB or Harlem or one of the hip hop clubs where they just had everybody was dancing. I'm telling you.
Nobody was sitting down though.
Nobody was sitting down. There's no tables.
Right.
You know, everybody's standing up. And I'm telling you, it's the silliest scene you've ever seen. So they have these like Okay, so I'm imagining Hongdae MB right now in my head. Downstairs, they had the stage in the bottom right-hand corner. A bar to your left. On the right-hand side, they would have this stair-step like wall. It was like stairs, but it wasn't stairs. And you would have Korean girls from floor to the very second floor, all standing there, almost doing a choreographed dance. And I'm talking from left to right on the wall. 50, 60 girls, you know, wearing, you know, short skirts and doing whatever. It was great. It was great.
Bryce,
and then the main dance floor was, but it was like literally like a movie. You know how you watch those movies and they're like people are like doing choreographed dances in a bar? Yeah.
Like a flash mob.
Yeah. But it was a good time experience.
I think going to the bars, that's like a very like a alcohol culture. Like there's such a heavy alcohol like culture in like NA.
That's right.
Stuff, going to bars. I don't know if that's how it's like in Europe, but I would probably assume it's similar to that.
See, mixed coffee knows. Yeah.
Did you see Bryce? Calm down.
Oh, I mean, I could go into that too, but we're not going to go into that.
This guy.
But no, it was a good time, dude. Korean culture, it was fun, man. Their nightlife was really, really, really fun. And then they used to have these places too where they would, it It was because each club has their own different things, and they would have. That's right. Forceful head turn on charm. That's right. Always did. They had these types of bars where all of the beer, it's called like a beer bar, like a beer hoff or something. So it wasn't even really a hoff because it was. But anyway, they have these giant ice wells in the middle of these round, like these like long. They weren't round, but they were long tables. On the inside, there was all these different beers. So different, you have like cheap vodka flavored drinks and beer, and you would literally just take it out of that the whole night, and then you would pay. The waiter would count the bottles, and you would pay by the bottle. And those were really cool, but those get you in trouble, especially when you start drinking. But I think that's the point. I think that's the marketing of it. And it's a pretty brilliant idea. How people start to get drunk and you want to drink more and more and more. And you don't need to call the waiter to bring it to you. They're literally sitting. You just reach up and grab it. So.
Yeah, Korean culture and the American culture is different in many ways, every aspect.
Yeah, it is a lot different, but it's a good time, man. Good time. If you ever had a chance, if you're a young person and you want to go have a good time, go to Korea.
No, if a waiter does that, he would probably go to prison.
It's hard to go to prison in Korea. You'd have to do something pretty bad. For me, as a foreigner, if you're a white person, maybe it might be easier than not. But if you're Asian, it'd be pretty hard to get thrown in jail in Korea unless you literally like killed somebody or committed a serious crime, beat somebody.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like regular, like small little fights, they don't really care about the cops there. But if you hurt somebody, if you injure somebody, and like the insurance companies get involved, then you can go to prison pretty easy. But
yeah, but if you get into a small fight, aren't you gonna hurt somebody?
Not necessarily.
But like, if you punch somebody up in the head with a small fight, like you could like knock them out.
See, I don't want to give all my tips away, but yes, this is right. If you were in the VIP room, you'd be in the room. So at these booking clubs, they would have these rooms, private rooms, where they would bring girls in. But those were super expensive. But here's the key. So in Korea, what we used to do as a group, I'm giving away all my secrets now. When we were young, what we used to do is none of us really had any money. We were in our 20s. We're all in the military, right? So, but we all had, for young guys, that's pretty decent money. When you're making, back then, you're making almost $40,000 a year at the age of 20. That's pretty decent money for a single guy who lives on base and has no bills, right? So, what we would do is we would give each weekend we would give one guy all the money. So the huebi, or the amount of money you're supposed to bring, was $200 per person, and there was 5 of us. So they basically ended up for $1,000, and we would give that all to one guy. So you got to be the rich guy of the night. So that one guy got to be the rich guy of the night, and so he's got the rack of cash, right? Buying the VIP room. Spending the cash on this, buying a bottle here. So it's that kind of thing, right? When you roll with a high roller, the other people get the carry-on effect of that. So that's how you ball on a budget.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So I guess you guys get the scraps or something?
Yeah, like so you have you ever had like a famous friend?
Yeah, you got like the scraps because you're a part of
Yeah. So like there was a guy that like Devon Brown. I don't know if you guys remember Devon Brown. He used to play for the San Antonio Spurs. But anyway, we used to go to clubs in San Antonio, and he was the same thing. Like he would get the VIP, right? And if you were in his crew, you got girls simply because you were there, right?
Yeah.
It didn't matter. So it's kind of the same thing. In Korea, we would all combine, and one guy was the high roller for the night, and the other people would get girls because they were there, right? They were part of the culture. And when you start to roll in that, right? Because when you save up and you roll in that, you start to meet other guys. So we literally started to meet like Korean celebrities, right? And all this other stuff, and you just hang out with them. It was was a crazy fun time, but that's how we do it. That's how we roll 'em. Sucks for the last guy. No, we just rotate it. We kai-bo it. Paper, rock, scissors. You know, who got to be the wealthy guy for the night. So, but yeah. Good. Trickle down economy. That's right, United Spurs of America. But that's it for tonight, my friends. It is rocking up on 12 in the PM, in the AM here. Any final thoughts today before we call it a night? Where can people find you, Mr. Kane?
You can find me on Twitter. And you can find me on
Twitter
the training...
at Purple Patch Kane.
Yeah, and you can find me on the training pitch at Tottenham Hotspur, dragging Emerson out of the stadium.
So people want to know there. You got at Dietrich Kane.
And you can find Will at Son is my wife.
Son is my wife. That's right. You can find me at THSC Rants on Twitter. Gogama, you're at Gogama, aren't you, on Twitter?
Bryce.
Why is that funny?
Look at what you said.
Who what?
Bryce.
Oh, no, that's Thailand, man. That's Thailand.
Oh God.
This guy, wow.
That's right. And the food too is killer, dude. I'm telling you, Korea's a fun place, man. There's a lot of fun things you can do. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Just going down memory lane here of a single man in Korea in the early 2000s. It's a good time. It's a good time back then.
I was born in the early 2000s, so that's great.
The fun was a lot more innocent back then, so it is today. But Gogamanim, where can people find you at?
Twitter or Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, and you are at what? At Gogama Nim?
Kogumashi.
Gogamashi, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Gogamashi. And that's S-I or S-H-I?
S-H-I.
There you go, S-H-I. Bryce says not just Thailand, they're everywhere now. Yeah. But Mr. Abdul Karim, when are you gonna get on there and shut Terry's mouth?
I keep forgetting. The thing is, because like nowadays the games are like the Champions League games are like at 3:00, and at that point I'm working, so I'm just like, I keep forgetting to go on his show, man. Just kind of shut him up because he's been I'm not gonna say he's shit. Like you can tell he's kind of happy when Spurs lose because it kind of makes his point. It makes him look more right. And it seems more happy when Arsenal's winning. I'm like, bro, like, you're a United fan, man. Like, I get it. You want to, seem correct because it looks like you're more knowledgeable about the game. But it's like, at what point are you gonna be like, I don't want Arsenal winning the Prem,
But 85% of his fan base are Arsenal fans, so that's why he takes their defense.
No, but it's not even that. He's hyping him up, dude. Like, seriously, why are you a Man United fan? Him up. It's literally like he's saying, you're gonna win the league and da. Like, I don't know if he's trolling them, like he's trying to get them to chest up, and then make fun of them when they fall off their pedestal. Like, I don't know what's going. Like, if it's a long-term troll, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like that troll that's like goes for months at a time before you unleash it. Then I'll give him props. But right now, man, it's like I can't even watch the videos. It's just like Arsenal propaganda. It's worse than watching AFTV.
He just panders to his audience because that's how he gets.
Well, even Egal is less deluded than him.
Right now
it's those stupid stuff.
Yeah,
every time he's like, Arsenal serious. This is a different Arsenal team than we've seen in the past.
I just
It's like,
stopped
bro,
watching his videos, and they're not on my feed anymore. So
we
I
had,
unsubscribed.
we had Jose Mourinho. We were first place like 15, 16 games into the season.
Yeah.
Like we were first place.
yeah, we were first.
At this point last year, Chelsea was first place, and look how their season ended up. I mean, like,
But
it
even
feels like these men are getting like a whole documentary. Like, dude, like how much praise?
I think we were
Like, I
first
get it.
in. Weren't we first in like November or something? A couple
I'm
years
pretty sure
ago.
we're first place like 15 or 16 games into the season.
Yeah,
And
it's
then after that,
December. It was
kinda-
almost to the Christmas break.
Yeah.
that
Almost.
we
And
were-
after that, kind of
Yeah.
went downhill. But like, yeah, we were first place. Like Arsenal's only 4 points ahead of us, and that's after beating us at Emirates.
Yeah.
he even said on one of his vids, who's better at the moment, Jesus or Harry Kane? Like those type of idiotic.
Dude.
Like,
Oh, I know. The
it's like-
clickbait titles on stuff just pissed me off, right? Like, what was it?
Kane is
We drew
really-
or something, and like Spurs get smashed again. What are you talking?
Kane is like 2 seasons off of Shearer's record, and this guy's chatting like Jesus is gonna get even close to Kane. Like, come on, man. That's absurd.
James Joris, dude. It's not even close. Like Korean fried chicken is 100,000 times better than any fried chicken you could find here in the United States or in Canada.
I
James,
think it's
come to
because
Korea.
of
Here.
standards and regulations.
Well, no,
Like,
I mean it's
regulations
just the oils that they use. It's very light. It's not super greasy, and then
Oh,
the
sesame,
flavors that they
yeah.
make too. And I'm telling you, it's just something about it that
Yeah.
I don't like fried chicken, but I love Korean fried chicken.
I love the honey baked chicken.
Honey baked, the spicy ones, all the stuff. I like
General
the boneless
chicken.
ones. But it's and then they got Chimek over there too, man. That's blown up. It's huge now. Because when I was there, it was kind of like the start of the whole Chimek craze, the chicken and beer places.
Yeah, I've always said Korea has some good ass food. Like I've been to like several like Korean restaurants, and yeah, man, they be chefing it up over there, man.
Yeah,
Korean
it's-
Like, especially
barbecue's
there's a bunch of like YouTube videos where it's like American kid tries Korean barbecue chicken or some shit.
Do you know
watch
the
those kind of
Korean
videos.
Englishman?
yeah,
he
Korean
has
Englishman's a
the-
good channel to watch.
He has
Exactly,
he has a video like a series where he takes like British high school students and he makes them try
Yeah.
Korean food. And recently he took
Yeah.
them to Korea, and it was just a really
Oh.
entertaining. Yeah, it was very
Oh, that's
entertaining.
nice.
Yeah, if you're an English speaking person that wants to learn about Korean culture, the Korean Englishman is probably one of the best channels on YouTube that you could watch. But no, the air isn't better. That's for sure. The air is definitely better here in the United States than it is in Korea. Sorry. I'm not even joking. Allergies and skin conditions that people have in Korea literally clear up just from coming to the United States.
I've seen the documentaries of like the civilians just wearing like face masks back in like 2005. Like they just randomly wear because the pollution over there, the air quality is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of it comes from China. It gets blown over the way that the jet stream runs from there. Kind of like how ours runs, east or west to east. Yeah, from the west to the east, theirs does too. So,
Yeah.
but there's a yellow dust that gets stuck over everything. Like
Now
you,
it's microdust. It's all about microdust.
yeah. So they have like air purifiers in Korea are like a must-have. Like some things you wouldn't even think about having. I'm not even joking. Like my son's had really bad asthma in Korea. They came to the United States. It was gone. Haven't had it since. So. And then atrophy,
Yeah.
skin conditions, skin rashes, and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, man. But the air here is what definitely. And then the light pollution too, especially in South Korea, like at nighttime, like seeing stars. Like when people go to the countryside in Korea and they can actually see the stars, they're like, "Wow, stars!" I'm serious, man. You can't see stars there because of the city lights and everything. But the food there, though. People in the culture. I haven't been in a long time, man, so I'm kind of out of the loop. I need to go.
When's the last time you were here?
I haven't been back to Korea since December of 2014.
Damn. Wow.
Wow.
Years.
Yeah, been a long time. I'm an old man now.
Also,
So-
오세요.
I was 12 years old.
I do. 언제든지. Got a lot of friends I need to see. All right. Me and Gogma will go to the club, and then I got a lot of other
No,
friends
take
too
you
in
to more
Asia.
fun places and new places.
Yeah, you can teach me how the young kids party nowadays.
이제 더 재밌어요.
Yeah, you're just gonna see Will with his PC spreading the spreadsheets of what's on social score.
So I print them out, handing out pamphlets on the outside Gangnam-yeok, you know. 손흥민 왜 해리 케인보다 더 좋은지 봤습니까?
Is there like a good amount of like Arsenal Korean fans? Because I feel like there are. Is there like
There are.
there's a lot?
There's not a lot, but
Arsenal.
there's a decent amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife goes back every year for the most part.
That must suck for them.
So,
So
her
why don't you
mom
go?
and brother and her friends live there.
Why don't you go?
Somebody's got to watch the kids while she goes.
We'll bring the kids.
Do you know how much a plane ticket to South Korea costs, brother?
2K.
Right about $2,000 now, and times that by 5. It's 10 grand, man. There's a lot
You
of
have
other
3
things I could
kids.
spend 10 grand on and taking the whole family to Korea for
You have 3
a
kids.
month. And then I have to work, too. Yeah,
Oh.
3 kids.
I thought you had 2. Oh no, bro.
No, yeah, 3. 3 boys. But, no, I need to go for a business trip at some point in time. Business trip. And then, visit a factory and then spend the rest of the week.
One of my cousin lives in Seoul at the moment.
But we get to a point now. We're actually moving the warehouse of my company to a different city, and it's going to be kind of like third-partied out, so I won't have to manage that day to day anymore. And so now I'll just be able to. I'll be free to develop products and manage, and not have to like my daily schedule won't be tied up with that. So I'll be able to go on business trips and visit factories, and go to China and go to Korea and go to. Because right now, man, every day I've got, I run pretty much like the only employee for my company. So, yeah, it'd be a good time. Just use all your super chat money. I don't have a whole lot of super chat money. You guys are like kicking it. Got Gogama. That's it.
Usually takes like 60% of it, right?
Huh? 30%. They
Does-
take 30%.
Oh, they take 30%. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, I'll get my crypto money, man. Quant's off the chain right now. Quant. Want to buy some crypto? Buy some Quant. It's like at a 6-month high right now. It's like the only one that's going up. Yeah. There you go, Dietrich. We can meet up in Seoul.
Yeah, one day.
But
I want to go there and Singapore. Those two.
I haven't been to Singapore. That's the only like East Asian country, Southeast Asian country that I haven't been to. I've been to Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, China, Japan, Korea, obviously. But I've never been to Vietnam. I've never been to Singapore. I've never been to the Philippines. I've never been to Indonesia. Everybody else I've been.
You should go with your wife to Bali.
To Bali?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
It's
kind
in
of
Thailand, right?
Bali is like a Caribbean type island. It's like where people go for like the beach resort type.
Yeah, it's in Thailand, right? Or is it Philippines?
It's off of Thailand.
Okay.
It's down. It's by Guam or something like that, right?
No, I'm pretty.
in between.
Wait, really? I
Yeah.
thought Guam was like way out, like way far out.
Yeah,
and,
but it's like in between Indonesia. Hold on.
I swear Guam is like near like Tonga and Fiji and those countries.
Guam is fun too. Guam and Saipan, they're fun.
Oh, okay. I'm just way wrong. Yep, geography.
Also, I think it's a U.S. protectorate. So.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Bali's a
Micronesia.
U.S. country ish. Like I don't have to have a passport to go to Bali.
Oh yeah, I'm very far off. Tonga's like, oh my god, that's like a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 miles off. Well, 1,000 kilometers.
How's the gym progress going, Will?
It's going good, man. I mean, you can see I have the chest is growing finally again. So, like, for people that don't know, like, if you're seeing my progress and you're like, wow, he's gotten big really fast, it's not because I'm taking steroids or anything like that. It's because I used to be big, right? Or muscular. And so your muscles have a memory, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's a lot easier to get back to your past shape.
It's going to be, yeah. So to getting back to where I was is the easy part. Thank you very much, James Yours, for your trip to South Korea and the clubs. Those $2, that's each on. I can take the subway. Thank you. Probably not even take the subway.
Yeah.
But no, every little bit helps. I appreciate it. But no, it's so I'm starting to get back to that. So my arms are about 15 3/4 inches pumped now, which is not bad. Body fat percentage, I'm at 18% now. So I still have, you can still see there's still some, some fat.
But it's a good thing. It's not bad. Because being skinny and muscular, that's weird. I find it extremely weird.
I'd like to get down to about 15 to 12. And that's where you're seeing a little bit of vascularity. Like right now, you don't really see veins or anything. Like there's no, you can see definition, but there's no veins. I do want to get a little bit of vascularity. And stuff like that. But
most people that you see,
I don't want to be like, I was like 7% body fat before, and I'm talking like I had veins like across your abs, like you could. It's a bit much. And I'm a bit old too, and to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I stopped working out is it's painful to be at that low body fat. It really is. It's not. It doesn't feel good, right? To be that lean, like you want to have. Some fluff. I have too much fluff than I have now. Like you can't see my abs yet. I mean, you can see like the outline of them. Comes on. You and your wife must come together next time. Also bring boys to Kiki. But you can see the outline. You can see my obliques a little bit. The top one. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, dude, I'm a little bit old, and the elasticity in my skin isn't as big up, my man. I was marketing. Appreciate it. That'll let me ride the bus and the subway. But the or maybe even a taxi if I'm not going too far. My skin doesn't have the same elasticity as it used to have, and I'm a little bit worried that I might have a little bit of flobbity flop down there for a while because I'm old,
Just go swim. Swimming is the best.
No, but I mean the skin, right? Like the skin is a little bit loose down there.
It's normal.
I know it's normal, but like last time I did it, I didn't have any problems. But I've lost. So for me, the way that it works is I didn't lose hardly any weight for the first month. So like the scale didn't move at all. But obviously I got leaner. You could see a difference in the waist, and you could see a difference in my muscle size growing. But the scale didn't change at all. And now the scale's kind of taken a nosedive. So it went from like 220, I think 226 morning weight. And now I'm at like 215 morning weight. But it went from like 220, I think I went about a week ago, I was 220 morning weight. Now I'm at 215. So I've lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks morning weight. And so it's been pretty quick. So the way my metabolism ramps up, it'll slow down, but your metabolism is weird that different things that you can do. So building muscle. So people talk about doing cardio and doing all this stuff to lose weight. If you're trying to lose weight, don't do cardio. Right? You do cardio to be healthy, have a healthy heart, have healthy lungs, right? Have a high VO2 max, have energy. That's what cardio is for. If you want to lose weight, don't bother with cardio, just build muscle. Right? If you want to be to not be what they call skinny fat, which means not be overweight but have a lot of loose skin, you want to get rid of that, build muscle. That's all you gotta do, right? Because think about it, if you have what you call your base metabolic rate, your BMR, your daily, how many calories you burn in a day, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn just sleeping, right? So you can run or walk for 2 hours and burn 500 calories walking for 2 hours, right? Or you can build 5 pounds of muscle and burn 500 calories just sitting on the couch, right? Like, the more muscle takes a lot. That's why your body, when you become inactive, when you stop lifting weights, your muscles disappear. Is because it literally has to break that muscle down because it's too expensive from an energy standpoint to keep it. It's not like you lose it. It's literally like your body can't live. You will die if your body doesn't break down that muscle. So. That's right. Energy is just living your life. Exactly right. So if you want to lose weight and you want to lose it fast, the key is to build muscle. If you want to fill out, I'm telling you, people got to stop worrying about the scale and worry about your body fat percentage. Because you could be a guy, be 140 pounds and be and be fat. And what I mean by fat is I mean skinny fat, like, no muscle, you just loose skin. Don't worry about the scale. Worry about the body fat percentage. That's the number that you want to win. And how you get rid of body fat, because the more body fat you have, the more fat you have around your organs, the more fat you have around your kidney and your liver, and especially when you start to get old, like me, fatty liver and stuff like that is not good. So
that's why you stay away from beer.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Even the beer. Look. Before I started working out, I was tired, sleepy. I'd like take naps. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing now, I've got more energy than I've had in years, man. Like to the point where I'm almost disappointed with myself that I stopped working out in the first place. But I think the key was I got too thin. So.
Yeah.
So it's fun. Consistency is key. Girls too, right? Best thing for women is lifting weights, especially women, because women have they have brittle bones as they get older and stuff like that, and that causes arthritis and all kinds of things. Got to build a muscle to keep your bones strong.
Yeah, I got to that point where I cannot build more. Like I need something else. Like I see others taking like creatine, and now they have even more muscle.
Yeah, so creatine is not really like it helps. It works. It's probably one of the only supplements that actually works. I take creatine about 5 grams a day.
But that's why you're getting big.
Creatine is a natural thing. It's just
your body produces it. Yeah.
Yeah, your body produces it. It's in meat. So whenever you eat steak, you're getting creatine. You're just not getting a lot of it. And basically, what creatine does is it allows your muscles to hold and store water. So water helps MTP and mTOR and all kinds of stuff. So it's really just what it does is you think about in a car is you take a regular car and a car with turbos engine on it, right? And that's kind of what creatine does. It allows the engine to run more efficient. So it allows, so like when you're doing, expending a lot of energy in the gym, right? And you're trying to push and you can't get that last rep out. Creatine is going to help you get 1 or 2 more reps. Those 1 or 2 more reps is going to help you build muscle, right? Because it's that you build muscle when what they call effective reps, right? So your effective rep isn't the first 10 that you do; it's the last 5 that you do, right? Those 5 are the ones that build muscle.
But I saw I just like, I'm not gonna take it because just the side effects, it's a bit dangerous. Especially you might lose hair.
What, with creatine?
Yeah. There's too many side effects.
I didn't know that. Will is also frozen.
Yeah, like always.
Frozen? Oh no.
Yeah. I think he probably had a good point about creatine, but
Yeah,
I honestly
I
don't
think,
know.
I think the creatine side effects is very like, it's not black and white, because I know the report that you're talking about how it released hair loss, but I think it's been also, someone's also done research that it doesn't necessarily lead to hair loss. Just what happened was there was a couple people that took creatine that had like progressive hair loss right after taking it, but they weren't sure whether that was attributed to creatine or rather than some other
But
effects.
some
But
people took even creatine and they have like kidney issues. Like this, like it depends on the person. Some people they have nothing. Others like it might be like even it's not good for your health.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I guess there is some side effects like anything, but I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Like I think creatine is probably like the most effective for
Yeah,
strength
it
building.
is.
Like
Hundred
I take
percent.
creatine myself, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like I've taken like other. I'm not gonna say other. Like I've taken like obviously I took like pre-workout or I've taken like protein powder or whatever. But you can definitely feel the difference when you take creatine. Like it has like the biggest effects in like the first month that you take it, but after a while, like the effects turns to like slow down. But like definitely when you first use creatine for like the first like 3 weeks or a month, it's you can feel the difference. But like yeah, I take creatine, protein, but I don't really take pre workout because the amount of like caffeine in that. You know, it, thing about pre workout is it's very easy to get addicted to caffeine, and especially if you're a person that's taking pre workout and you're also drinking like 2 3 cups of coffee a day. Your caffeine intake could go through the roof.
But do you take creatine like after your meal, before your meal? When do you usually take
Now,
it?
me personally, I think those reports saying like the best the best time to take creatine or protein is like right after a workout. Like I think those report like it's like 10% or 15% more effective when you take protein powder or creatine right after a workout. But like either way, like whether you take it before your workout, after your workout, as long as you're taking it, you're getting the effects. But the best time to take it, I think, is like right after your workout. So I usually like have like my shaker, and I have like my 5 milligrams of protein of creatine, and then I have like 2 scoops of protein, and I have it like right after my workout. That's like the most effective. But
Uh, Dietrich, if people have kidney
Yeah.
problems when they're taking creatine, I think that maybe has like genetically because like your body produces like 2 grams of creatine I'm pretty sure like regularly. So I could that could be like a genetic issue.
It's pretty rare for people to have issues with creatine. Creatine is like literally, it's literally like you're just eating steak without eating the steak, right? Like
Mm.
it's really, some people react really strong to creatine, some people don't react at all. Like the worst thing that might happen is you might feel a little dehydrated for the first couple of weeks that you take it. Just make sure you drink a lot of water, right? Because a lot of that water that's in your blood is getting sucked into your muscles. So the creatine isn't like it's not a PD or anything like that, or PED, performance enhancing drug, or anything like that. It's just a natural, normal, supplement like you're taking
Yeah.
vitamins or whatever, vitamin C.
yeah,
So
how about like testosterone booster? Is that like some PED? Because like I've been to like some pharmacy and I see it on the side, but like people usually take like TRT tests to enhance their testosterone. So I'm not sure. Like, what's the difference between like taking like some PEDs for a testosterone boost, taking like some testosterone booster that you see in the pharmacy? Because I'm pretty sure a pharmacy wouldn't sell PEDs like regular, like
yeah,
testosterone.
no. So like, I think the only PED that's actually like on the list is DHEA, which is like it's a hormone. It's an actual hormone, but you can buy it on Amazon or do whatever. But it's really doesn't. All it does is so the chemicals in your body or the hormones in your body that become either estrogen or testosterone. The precursor to that is a hormone called DHEA. That there, you don't know whether it's going to turn to testosterone or it's going to turn to estrogen. I think that's the only one that's on the list, but it really even that doesn't do a whole lot. All those other test booster things are literally just like ashwagandha or Tonga Ali or those types, green tea extract or whatever. Those are just like foods that cause that help boost the building of certain hormones, right? So for instance, like there's how they say like oysters, will help you, make you a strong man, or eating snakes or different things like that, like boost your vitality. It's those kinds of things. So all it is it's a natural supplement that allows you to possibly increase your testosterone. Now, PDE is actually like taking straight anabolic steroids, something that actually it's it does it, and most of those are illegal. Now, if you have low test, right, which most people now in the modern world do, you can go to a doctor and you can get on TRT. But the difference with that is once you're on it, you got to stay on it. So, because your body stops producing it naturally.
Which brand creatine is good? Like not dangerous for you?
Just anything creatine monohydrate. So anything that says creatine monohydrate brand, there's a billion of them. It's literally like the most like basic and common supplement. A brand that I would recommend that's like cheap and but I know it's good. It's on Amazon. It's like Neurotropics or something like that.
The one I see in my store is like it's called C4.
C4. That's like
C4?
It's a pre-workout. You're looking at like Walmart stuff. It's a little bit cheaper.
I think you should go to like a what's it called, like a GMC or what is it? What's that?
Yeah,
store called?
GNC.
Yeah.
But you just go on Amazon. Creatine, like the one I take is it's called Nutricost. Nutricost. Just you put in creatine monohydrate onto that. But any of the brands from like On, NutriBio, Animal, Nature Bell. I mean, creatine monohydrate is about as basic as like even that even like the 6-star stuff that you pick up at Walmart is gonna be okay. It's just gonna be filled with more like useless powders that you don't need, right? The reason why I like the Nutricost stuff is because it's like there's no extra ingredients. It's just pure
and
creatine.
Do you take it every day, or it has to be like when you start, like once a week?
The best way to do it is you maybe take 20 grams, so like 4 scoops the first day that you take
4 scoops?
Yeah.
No, but it's really small. The scoops are very small.
Scoops are real
it's not
tiny. It's like 5-gram scoops.
It's literally like a teaspoon or some shit.
Yeah, like if you put
maybe a tablespoon.
Yeah, maybe probably close to a teaspoon, to be honest with you, like a rounded teaspoon. But the like say you drink 2 shakes in a day of protein shakes, you put 2 scoops in the first one, 2 scoops in the second one, and then just 1 scoop a day every day for the rest of after that. So build up the 20 grams kind of builds it up into your system faster, and then 5 grams maintenance.
So like what you can do is you can take like 20 grams, which is like 4 scoops for like the first like 5 days, or you could just have like the lengthened process. Where
Yeah,
you
or just take
like
5
one scoop.
grams. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna
take
take
5 grams,
longer.
but it'll take you like 2 weeks to do that. Like I remember when I first got on, I was doing like 4 scoops a day, and like my stomach was rumbling.
Yeah,
for,
you
like,
only
the
have to do
first
4
week.
scoops once. I would only do 4 scoops the first day and then 1 scoop after that.
So
Oh no,
five.
I was doing like 4.
Yeah,
I
or
did like
eat
4
3
scoops like
pounds
a
of
week.
red meat.
I was doing like 4 scoops a week, and then my stomach was rumbling.
I was right. Or you can just eat 3 pounds of steak, and you can get it.
Yeah, I can't eat
Yeah.
3 pounds of steak.
You at least get your protein in for the day. And then, like, dude, I'm telling you, diet wise, the only rule that I have is eat 200 grams of protein
A day?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But you
Because
can get that,
I want to be
you can
200
just get
pounds.
you can get like a can of tuna. A can of tuna can give you like 50
30 grams. So like your regular size of can of tuna, like a smaller one, I think it's like 3-ounce can is like 30 grams of protein. I just take protein powder. What I do is I protein powder shake in the morning, first thing when I wake up. It's quick, it's fast, it's easy. Then I eat a regular meal around 3 o'clock. Then I usually go to the gym, come home, eat another post-workout meal, and then I'll have a shake before I go to bed. And that's what I eat.
So you don't eat breakfast?
Hey, well, yeah, the shake's my breakfast. It's kind of like a meal replacement shake. So in that shake, it has carbohydrates, protein, fats, all mixed.
Some people put like oats in like the breakfast thing, so like the oats is really thick. You know, it will fill you up.
Well, I just get like so there's different types. So like if you were to go in my kitchen right now, there's 3 5-pound tubs of protein powder. I have what I call it. It's like a mass builder. So in that mass, they have like tapioca powder. That's like a carbohydrate. But that's what gives you your carbs. So it's like it's a mass gainer. It just gives you calories. So in that. So basically, in 4 scoops, I think it's like 1,300 calories in 4 scoops of that crap. That's a lot of calories. I don't do that. I usually get 1 or 2 scoops, cut that in half, right? And then do maybe, 50 grams of protein on top of that because it has protein in it as well. But it'll only have if I do 2 scoops, it'll only have 25 grams. So I get about 75 grams of carbs, 75 grams of protein, and then an 8-ounce glass of milk, right? And then I blend that together with ice, and it almost makes like an ice cream, like a milkshake. It's great, dude.
Can you send me all of those things in like a spreadsheet, please?
But yeah, and then I just eat rice. I try to go brown rice, and I eat a lot of salmon, tuna, steak.
Fish
I'll
and
tell you right now, Butcher Box. If you live in the United States, or I think Canada too, you guys have Butcher Box, where they deliver grass-fed.
It's not halal, unfortunately.
Hook caught. I mean, they might have some that are halal, but
I hope so.
The only thing is, it can get quite pricey, like when you're trying to.
I'm gonna tell you what, it's cheaper than you think because it cost me $160 for a month's box from Butcher Box, right? But in that I get 2 10-ounce steaks, or two 10-ounce ribeyes, 2 10-ounce New York strips, 2 1-pound flank steaks, like 8 chicken breasts. Like I get a bunch of meat, dude. Like it literally lasts me a month. And if you think about it, $160 for 30 days of eating a meal every day with like 1 to 2 meals every day with 50, 60 grams of protein, it doesn't cost a lot, bro. $160 divided by 30 is what?
$40? Oh, 4.
That's 4, right?
To $4.
$5.30 a day. That ain't a lot, man, for eating. So, and then the rice, but you can get a 40-pound bag of rice, and that'll last you a month. I mean, a 40-pound bag of rice lasts my family of 5 a month, and we eat like Asians. We eat rice every single day, 2 to 3 times.
Can you have
I
a
had, to,
gym
I
meal?
had to stop going to the gym because I mean, I guess it's probably not like a scientific reason for it, but like I just like I'm on the like varsity team, so I can't really like I guess have like a 2 day break of like resting my muscles or something like that because I'm doing high intensive exercise, so I can't really like build muscle in a gym. But
Yeah, upper body. What sport do you play? Football
soccer,
or
football.
yeah. So then your upper body you could probably do, and it probably wouldn't affect your performance. But yeah, you wouldn't want to go out and do like squats or anything like that.
Yeah,
Training the next day.
yeah. I actually strained my hamstring because I was doing squats in a gym.
Yeah, you
And
don't want to do
sorry.
that while you're.
Yeah, and I only now like started going like my physio just now identified it, so now I have to like smarten up. So
Fiber, but if you're
Yeah.
eating, if he's right, you do want to have fiber, but that's why you eat brown rice. Fiber has a lot of dietary fiber. Another thing that has a lot of dietary fiber is kiwis. And you asked can you do a cheat meal? Yeah. Because you're doing, you're working out, because like I work out anywhere from 3 to 6 days a week. It depends on the day or the week of my program that I'm in. But and then I walk on non-lifting days. I just walk while my kids are training for like an hour and a half, 4 or 5 miles, like I did today. And then because you're working out so much, trust me, you're not going to be able to eat enough calories. And so what I do is whenever I start to feel tired, or I don't feel good, I'll just eat whatever I want, because you're kind of like refeeding yourself. Right. So if you're not trying to lose weight, if you're just trying to gain muscle, don't worry about.
It's only gain muscles.
Don't worry about not eating, and you should be. You're probably not eating enough, right? Most of the time, you're not eating enough.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you really start working out hard, you're not eating enough. Like you're literally going to have to try to eat enough to gain.
That's literally what like every like workout like guru says. Not guru, but like you know what I mean. Like when they're like when you start working out, you notice how little you actually eat in terms of calories. Like you eat a lot of calories.
Yeah, I guess it's hard for a lot of people to bulk, but for me, the cutting part is the hard part, bro. Like for me, I can eat, but like the cutting part when you're eating like 1,400 calories, 1,500 calories.
That's a low. I wouldn't go that low. And that's the thing too, is you don't want to cut too quick. And that's why like there's people do dirty bulks now, or they used to do, they don't do them so much anymore. It's not very popular anymore, but where you just eat whatever, go to McDonald's, Taco Bell, like if you watch the Hodge twins or something like that, and they're going out and they're just filling their whole entire face with whatever you can get. You're going to have a hard time, because you're basically you're yo-yo dieting. You're doing it fit, but you're yo-yo dieting, just like a normal person who's overweight who gets fat, loses weight, gets fat, loses weight, gets fat, loses weight, gets fat, loses weight. I mean, you're doing the same thing. You're just doing it at a lower body percentage, and it's not good for you. What you want to do is I'm telling you, this is the best thing for cutting that you've ever had, because it'll tell you, like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch will tell you how many calories you've burnt in a day. Now, it's not an exact science, but it's pretty dang close, right? So if you know that your average daily calorie output is 3,000 calories, just eat 2,600, just 400 calories less, and you'll lose weight, right? You'll lose weight.
But it's hard eating 2,600 calories.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 2,600 calories. That's a lot. That's not a little bit. I mean, that's 4 meals a day with a pretty significant.
That's why I said it's hard eating 26.
Yeah, and that's like when I was sick this past weekend, dude, I probably only ate 1,300 calories, like because I just didn't feel like I just didn't have an appetite because I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah,
and I lost muscle during just even those 2 days, because if you don't keep it up, you're cutting, you're gonna lose a lot of muscle. And the thing is, when you're bulking, you probably don't even need as much protein. Maybe only 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, maybe even 0.5 grams. So like if you weigh 200 pounds, or if you want to get to 225 pounds, let's say, which is big for most people and not for me because I'm giant, but giantly tall. But say I want to get to 225 lean with muscle, I probably need to eat 125, 130 grams of protein, because when you're bulking, you're getting enough calories. It's when you're cutting that you have to eat more protein. When you're trying to lose weight, you want to eat more and more protein.
Yeah, please send me your workout plan.
Yeah, I'll send you a ton. I got different workout plans. I've got this great one that's for beginner. I personally am a big fan of Jim Stepani. He's a doctor. You know, I'm one of those. Like, or if you're in Canada, Jeff Nippard. He's a really good YouTuber. If you're looking for, I like to do like science-based stuff. You know me. I like data, statistics, and science. Yeah, 300 to 500. That's why it's like 400 calories. You got to keep flucting around. He's right. Your body will adjust, but you can just check it. That's when the scale starts to stop moving in one direction or the other. Then you just gotta tweak it, right? You just gotta tweak it. But that's why this is key. Like, it literally tells me, if you go to the fitness app, it'll tell you every single day on your phone how many calories you burned, right? So, here, let me pull it up.
What is that, like a Fitbit or something?
It's the Apple Watch is what I'm wearing.
It looks smaller than the Apple Watch.
It's 44 millimeter.
It's probably because his hand is in it and he's wham.
And I'm giant. Yeah, you can see, like, even like, so this was yesterday, and the watch was charging for the morning. Focus. There it goes.
Nice.
I burnt 2,100 calories from noon until the end of the day. But then you see, like, from being sick, it's a bit lower. My workout rings aren't filled and completed. But if you go back to when I was actually training every day, you can see, like, all my rings are full, and I was hitting, you know, like 3,000 calories in one day for working out and stuff like that. But it'll tell you every day how much you burn, and this is it. Calories in, calories out. So he's right. Your body will adjust, but if you know how many calories you're burning right now, just eat 400 to 500 calories below that, and you'll lose weight without losing a whole ton of muscle. Because if you cut it by like 1,000 calories, you're gonna lose weight, but half of it's gonna be muscle, and nobody wants that. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna lose weight, you don't want to lose the muscle, right? I'm guessing you want to keep the muscle if you're cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So slow and steady wins the race, man. On this stuff, like, you might be able to, like, hit it hard for a couple weeks to kind of spike something out, like, or say you have a timeline that you want to hit. Say you're going on a vacation in a month and you want to lose 15 pounds, and you can cut it low. But your body, you cut it too drastically, and your body will shut down. It'll start to go into starvation mode. But what starvation mode means is your metabolism adjusts. And so there's a thing called NEAT, which is like you're fidgeting throughout the day. Just what you do, tapping your foot, moving your hands, moving your fingers, right? All of this stuff, when you get into a caloric deficit and your body wants to start preserving energy, right? Like, it needs energy. You'll stop fidgeting. You'll notice you'll stop twitching. You'll stop tapping. Your breath rate will slow. You won't breathe as much. Your heart rate will slow. Your body's having to conserve energy. Your metabolism, your body doesn't care about losing weight or looking good, or having nice biceps. Your body just wants to survive, right? So,
I like the mixed coffee comment.
I think on average,
exactly right.
In an average day, I burn 2,200 calories, and then when I play like soccer or football, it's roughly 2,600 to 2,700, like in that day. So
Yeah, so I'm big, right? So I burn a lot of calories. So like my normal lazy day. So let's see. My laziest day this week was probably Saturday. I burnt 2,200 calories on Saturday.
Hmm.
And then, but on a active day, on a gym day, I burn about 3,000 calories.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm 6'5" though. So, and I'm 200 and right now I'm 217 pounds.
5'7", roughly 140, 150.
Yeah. So you're not going to burn as many calories as me.
How much are you? 217.
Yeah, 217.
But that's nothing.
I know.
For your 6'4".
6'4".
6'4" and you're 98 kilos. That's nothing.
Yeah, but then you're older though, so you don't want to bulk up. Yeah.
Well, I need to get a lot more muscle. So like my genetic potential in my arms is 18 inches naturally without steroids. I'd like to hit 17.
You don't want no 20-inch pythons?
No, girls really don't like that, right? Girls like more of a fitness model type of like a Calvin Klein model type. Not the skinny stick guys, but I mean some girls like the skinny stick guys, but no, I don't want to get I just want to get
Some girls like chubby guys too.
Some girls do like chubby guys. That's true. Air mode.
No, they like blonde guys.
But yeah, the big muscles is kind of creepy and gross. It's kind of like downstairs. If you're ginormous, girls get scared about that and they don't want anything to do with that either.
So you don't want to look like Ronnie Coleman or something?
No, for me, I want to look like I don't know who's
Brian Hill.
No, definitely don't want to look like Brian Hill.
Good one.
He's cute.
He looks like a beetle.
Yeah.
Like not like the animal, but like the band.
The band, yeah.
Trying to think of somebody
like Harry
you
Kane or
guys
something.
know. No, not like Harry Kane. Maybe like Son, a little bit bigger than Son.
Kane is skinny.
I'm trying to think of a movie star that, like a Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Okay.
Damn.
That type of, or
I thought you were gonna say like Mark
Deadpool,
Wahlberg or something.
like Deadpool-ish. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about? Where you've got big, like if I can pull
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds here. I'll bring up this image here.
Holy shit.
Just so people can see what I'm talking about. This is kind of like my target physique that I'm going for. Downloads. This is kind of what I'm going for. It's not very good quality, but like he's got chest, he's got arms, he's got shoulders, but he's not
crazy ripped.
He's not massive. You know what I mean? And like you're talking at the far end, maybe a young Mark Wahlberg at the far end.
You and the actor of that did Batman, what's his name? With the Dark Knight Rises.
Christian Slater?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to that.
He was big.
Like Chris Hemsworth, he's too big for me, I think. I don't think my wife would be down with that. Like it would be cool. Like I think it would be cool to be that biggest Thor. But I'm telling you, once you get over a certain size, you're not attracting girls anymore. You're attracting guys. It's just it's a fact. Or
I remember when I was like extremely big, finding clothes is the most painful thing in the world, especially pants.
Yeah. Or I think what's his name? The guy that plays
Captain
what's his
America,
name?
Chris
The guy
Evans.
No. Trying to think of his name. He played. I can't. Black
Aquaman?
Panther. Not Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther.
The guy that passed
Chadwick
away.
Boseman.
Yeah. And then also too Michael B. Jordan, like that type of physique.
That's too big.
He's not
That's
that
too
big.
Yeah, he is.
Michael B. Jordan's like on the bigger side, but I don't think he's too big.
Yeah, he's not that big. Michael B. Jordan's not that
swole.
big. Yeah. He's swole, but he's not big. Like I don't even think he's Wolverine big. Hugh Jackman big.
He was close.
Well, do you have like a difference when you like on your rest days compared to your like gym days, like in terms of like distance covered, or is that like the same? Like, does it count the same, the Apple Watch?
Yeah, it counts the same. So I tried to get in. I probably have less steps on workout days because I don't go walking.
Okay.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Like I definitely go. I definitely don't go for a 5-mile walk on leg day, right? Like it's not.
Right.
I'm not doing that. Maybe on like a shoulder day. It depends on what type of workout I'm doing. But it's usually just if I have time. I'm not real rigid about it because I'm usually pretty good at doing it because I do it to where it fits in my schedule. So like my son practices Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then my younger son practices Monday, Wednesday. And so I go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Thursday while my son's at training because his training location is 5 minutes from the gym. Like it's right next to it. So I drop him off. I go work out for an hour. His practice are an hour and a half. It's almost like perfect. And on Wednesdays, my younger son's practice is on the other side of town. And but they all play in these parks, and in these parks there's these walking trails. You can walk, in the woods or do whatever. And so I walk while he's at practice for an hour and a half. I can get about 5 miles in an hour and a half. I usually walk for about an hour.
You don't watch yourself?
No, I go walk. And then on Fridays, I'll go to the gym again just by myself. Whenever. Saturday and Sunday while my kids are playing, they usually have to be there an hour early before it starts. I'll just walk for that hour and then get back and then walk back to when the game starts. So I walk 3 times a week for I usually walk about a 15-minute mile. And so 4 to 5 miles every time I walk 3 times a week. And then I work out 3 to 5 times a week. And then if I'm tired, dude, at my age, if you got to listen to your body, if I feel bad, or if I don't feel healthy, I just won't go. Or I'll do it at home, like lighter, because I have, you guys have seen if you've been watching the channel or me for a long time, I've got gym equipment in the garage.
You used to do with your hat on and on the bench press.
That's right. So I have like a half rack in the house. So, like today I did back out there. So, and then I have, I think it's like 15 pounds through 60 pounds in dumbbells. So I can do a light workout. But right now I'm doing like an old school bodybuilding split where it's like it's half HIIT, half high volume HVT, so HIT and HVT. So one day it's heavy, but one set. So I do one set, and I do push pause, which means that so I'll do 6 reps. As heavy as I can't do any more at 6, so that's pretty heavy, right close to my 80% 1 rep max. And then I'll wait 10 seconds and then do it again. So 6th one, I can't get it up in good form again. wait 10 seconds, do 2 or 3 more, wait 10 seconds, do 2 or 3 more, drop down 20%, so 5-10 pounds, and then do it, and then do another one. And just one set. Not 2 sets, 3 sets, just one set. But it's like it's a hardcore set. It's a high intensity set. And I'll do that for a week, 4 days. So 3 rest days because like I get sore that week. And then the next week I do HVT, which is high volume training. So I'll do 5x15s or something like that. So 5 sets, 15 reps, lighter weight. And I'll do that 6 days that week. So that's pretty cool. But Jim Stepani, he's got, so if you guys need workouts or whatever, I've got a subscription to him. And so I have all of his workouts that I can pirate. Or you could just join it. It's like $2 a month. It's not a ton. It's probably one of the best as far as like science-based workout programs. It's cheap. It's economic. He doesn't charge you an arm and a leg. So. That's right. Robert Yee is correct. And damn, my screen is going down again. But Robert Yee, when you burn said calorie during the first time, the body will try to be more efficient, so your body will learn to do the same thing with less calories. It's a primitive body. That's 100% correct. So that's why you got to change it up. And it's fun. It keeps going because if I do the same workout over and over and over, it's bored. I just don't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? So I like to switch up my program every, I like to do 4-week programs, 4 to 6 week programs, and then just rotate them out. Full body. I'll do like full body for a month and a half, right? 6 weeks. So full body 4 times a week, full body 5 times a week, which is really high volume, but it's lightweight. That's really good for burning fat. Like, so if you do want to do different things too, and then I'll go like on an HVT or HIT plan for 6 weeks, which is like 1 set, and you do 2 workouts a week, and then you come back and you do something else, just to keep the body, shocking the muscle, shocking the body. But you gave results fast, man. If you stick to it, consistency is key. I mean, you guys have seen over the last, I've been doing it 10 weeks now, and I've changed pretty quick. So
I have to go to sleep. I'm tired.
Me too, man. It's past my sleep time anyway. So I got to get those. And you got to get sleep. Sleep is number one most important thing when working out.
8 hours.
Need you guys a sponsor, my friend. Hey, I'm here. But that's right. Don't use the eye test. I do take pictures. That's another thing. You do have to take pictures. You got to show it to grow it. So.
Yeah, but that's never happened.
You got to. I'm serious, dude. I got pictures from day one. Maybe I'll share them when I get a little bit closer to my goals. But when I was big, fat, and nasty, like even to now, is a big difference. Big difference. And that's just in 10 weeks. So it takes about, normally I would say to do a good body recomposition is, I would say 20 weeks to go from fab to fit, flabby to fit. And if it's your first time doing it, dude, you'll see results real quick too, because you got noob gains. Or if you haven't worked out in a long time, you'll see it real quick because you got noob gains or you're getting back to your old self. But anyway, Sandro, where people find you at?
Just on the show. Nowhere else really.
Here, THFC Rants.
Yep.
And Abdul Kareem. People can find him on Twitter. That's it. Folks at home, people in the comment, watching the show for as long as you have. It's about the fitness talk for the last hour. Big yourselves up. You guys rock. We will see you guys. We will be live again on Saturday
night
post match. Stay strong. Stay Spurs. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay.